Welcome, everybody, to yet another raucous atmosphere at Petco Park in San Diego as we get set for Game 4 of this National League Division Series. The Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Diego Padres, with San Diego in front 2-1 in this series. Welcome inside the broadcast booth. Adam Amin, AJ Brzezinski, the World Series champ. Tom Verducci is with us as well. We've started this series talking about the Dodgers' decade of dominance over the Padres, but tonight the Padres have an opportunity after a win last night to end all of those stories, end that narrative, and they've got a chance to punch their first ticket to the NLCS since 1998.
Well, Adam, what do you do with a bully that's owned you for over 10 years? You keep denching and punching, you punch him right in the face. And that's what the Padres have done the last two games. Their bullpen has kind of been the jabs. They've gotten big hits, but tonight they get a chance for the knockout blow. They're here for it. This crowd is here for it. The atmosphere is electric, and the Padres have a great chance.
And they go to one of their own, San Diego's own. Joe Musgrove gets another playoff start, the second of his career. The first one last Sunday against the Mets was historically good.
It was great. Joe Musgrove punched their ticket here to the National League Division Series by beating the Mets. 7 innings, only 1 hit, no earned runs. But what did I like most? The swagger. The Mets tried to mess with him in his ears. He said, Kenny Powers this. I'm going to dominate you, Mets. And he did that. He took the Padres to the Division Series. And tonight, against the Dodgers, a team he grew up hating, he gets to punch their ticket possibly to the National League Championship Series.
Well, let's focus on the Dodgers. Their bullpen's been really good. Their starting pitching's been pretty good as well. And they've gotten opportunities with guys on base, but they have not cashed in when they've needed to.
The frustration is real for the Los Angeles Dodgers about scoring runs because they haven't scored any. They are dreadful with runners in scoring position. The frustration you see on all these guys' faces, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, 0 for 19, their last 19 at-bats with runners in scoring position. Haven't scored only 1 run in 15 innings. The Padres' bullpen has been unreal. The problem is the Dodgers aren't making productive outs, and they have not yet to get a big hit in the last 2 games here.
The Dodgers were able to win games 4 and 5 against the San Francisco Giants in the Division Series last year. They're trying to take this series back to LA. Meanwhile, this crowd and the San Diego Padres are hoping for their first National League Championship Series appearance since 1998. It is the Padres, it is the Dodgers, it is Game 4 of the NLDS. First pitch coming up next on FS1. Padre lead in the series. Game 1 at Dodger Stadium. Trey Turner got it going. The Dodgers had a 5-0 lead and held on for a 5-3 win. Manny Machado and Jake Cronenworth with homers in Game 2 on the road. A 5-3 Padre victory. And last night, just 2 runs on the board. The bullpen locked it down for Blake Snell. A 2-1 San Diego win for a 2-1 series lead. Tonight, after about a 30-minute rain delay, we are set to go, and it's Joe Musgrove, San Diego's own, taking the mound for Tom Verducci. What could be a special night and a special start for both he and the city of San Diego.
Home field advantage. Tonight, it has extra special meaning. Joe Musgrove grew up 16 miles away from here in El Cajon, rooting for the Padres. It took 3 trades to bring him back here last year. And ever since then, all he's done is pitch the first no-hitter in franchise history, make his first All-Star game, sign a $100 million contract, pitch the wild card clincher, have a local beer named after him. Tonight, he has the opportunity to pitch his hometown team into the LCS for the first time since he was 6 years old. Tonight, this is Joe Musgrove's moment. This is his home.
And he's pitching the best baseball of his life right now. His last 5 outings since September the 17th, a .31 ERA, including the dynamite performance at Citi Field on Sunday.
Joe Musgrove's mainly a 50-50 split, hard and soft. Slider and cutter kind of blend together, four-seamer, but he tries to control the strike zone and control the Dodgers bats with the breaking balls. The Dodgers have struggled with those. He needs to get chased from the Dodgers, just use enough fastballs to make his breaking balls look like strikes and break off the plate.
He'll face Mookie Betts to lead things off in Game 4. Off we go with a strike. Betts 2 for 11 in the series. Did have the sac fly in Game 3, the lone Dodger run. Count is even at a ball and a strike on Betts. Musgrove, originally a first-round pick by Toronto back in 2011, opted to sign rather than to go to San Diego State. Got traded to the Astros, was part of the World Series title as a reliever against the Dodgers. In fact, he was part of the victory in Game 5. 1-1. 2-1. Diane and Mark, his parents, are here. Mark was a longtime Giants fan. His family was from the Bay Area, but when the Padres came into being in 1969, he decided, I get to cheer for my hometown team, and Joe followed suit, as many sons do. Betts goes around. It's 2-2. Got it. One away in the first for Musgrove against this Dodgers order. Betts retired. Trey Turner is dealing with that right ring finger that he jammed yesterday. X-rays were negative. Freeman, Smith, Muncy, Turner, Thompson, Taylor, and Lutz. First time this lineup is used in this division series. Turner takes down and away. Turner had the ring finger and pinky finger on his right hand taped up together. He was throwing earlier today. The question is, how is he going to feel at the plate? He was able to throw okay. The swings are the concern tonight. Swings and lifts that one into short right. Cronenworth out, Soto in, and Cronenworth has to lunge for out number 2.
A great play by Jake Cronenworth. He goes a long way. Mini shift on by the Padres before this. He's closer to second base. He runs all the way over to the right field foul line. Makes a great running catch. Before he starts, he's almost behind second base, and then he runs all the way over. And good thing, because Juan Soto was not getting to this ball.
We've talked about it. Soto plays a very deep right field, so Cronenworth oftentimes has to cover a lot of that ground in short right and down the line. Here's Freddie Freeman with 2 away and the base is empty. Off the plate, 1-0.
Interesting here how Musgrove attacks Freddie Freeman. Freeman loves the ball down. He loves the ball down coming into him. The sliders, you got to be real careful if you're Musgrove to Freddie Freeman.
He's hit him fairly well. So he's staying away to start. Freeman on a 13-game playoff on base streak going back to last season when he was part of the Atlanta Braves World Series run. Atlanta eliminated. The number 2 seed is down after Philadelphia won 3 out of 4. There's a strike to Freeman. Strike 2. And a chance for a 1-2-3 first against one of the best trios in all of baseball. Two-two. Fouled away.
That was nasty. 96 coming in on Freddie. That's the ball he's looking for. He's expecting it to be a little bit slower and have more cut. This is a four-seamer. He yanks in there. Freddie still gets to it. It gets in on him. That's the spot you got to be careful. If you're going to miss in there, it better be off the plate like that.
Another 2-2. Fouled away again. Bob Melvin looks on. He's been to the National League Championship Series once as the manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks back in 2007 when they lost to the surging Colorado Rockies. Talked about how amazing this atmosphere was last night. 2-2 pitch. And Freeman will fight off 3 consecutive 2-strike offerings. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming. Dave Roberts, San Diego resident, 7-1 in his last 8 elimination games. The one loss was Game 6 of the NLCS last year to Atlanta. We'll do it again with another 2-2 pitch. And another foul ball. That's 4 in a row. Freeman making Musgrove work. Still trying to finish off a 1-2-3 first. Another 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball is lined into left towards the gap. Racing over Grisham to cut it off. Freeman, who led Major League Baseball in doubles this year, has one. And a man in scoring position for the Dodgers with 2 down in the first. An early opportunity for LA.
Curveball to Freddie Freeman. What a great at bat. What a great piece of hitting. Just takes his curveball at 2 strikes. Foot down, stays right on it. Lashes that ball into left center. Nice play by Grisham to try to cut it off, but I didn't call him Fast Freddie in Atlanta for no reason.
47 doubles during the regular season, the most in Major League Baseball. His 3rd hit of the series has him at second for Will Smith. And Musgrove trying to get out of an early jam. Deals a strike. A double, a homer, and an RBI for Freeman. A couple of doubles for Smith in this series. Their hits have typically been for extra bases in this set. Breaking ball misses, and it's 1-1. That's what you expect from your 3 and 4 hitters, and Smith has been a pretty solid one for most of the season. Another close breaking ball, and it's 2-1. Good take by Smith. Musgrove has really good movement on that slider, especially. It's elite.
He does. It goes away from these right-handed hitters. But this is interesting because when we talked to Dave Roberts about the struggles of runners in scoring position, he said, we've been over-aggressive. We've been going out of the strike zone, too much swings. So far, Will Smith has laid off some good pitches from Joe Musgrove to get ahead in the count.
2-1 pitch. In the air to center. Grisham sprinting in on the move, makes the catch, inning over. Padres will come to bat in the bottom of the first. Ha-Sung Kim is back in the leadoff spot with a left-hander on the mound to start the game for the Dodgers tonight. You got Kim, Soto, and Machado. Soto started to heat it up a little bit yesterday with some good swings. Brandon Drury back in as DH. Cronenworth, a great series. Myers, Profar, Trent Grisham has been a hero, part of an excellent bottom third of the order, and Austin Nola rounds it out. Tyler Anderson made 1 relief appearance in the 2017 wildcard game. He made 1 start in the 2018 division series against Milwaukee. This is his first playoff appearance since.
He's been great against the Padres, and he had a fantastic year for the Los Angeles Dodgers. The key for him, the four-seamer, is the changeup. That is the key for him. We'll get into what he's changed about it, but he has dominated the Padres mostly because of that changeup.
Here's Ha-Seong Kim, and he takes a strike from Anderson. Loves that changeup against right-handers in particular, like Kim, who has hit Anderson okay. 5 for 12 in his career.
Now.
Tyler Anderson, big moment for him after a breakout season. His first All-Star campaign for the 32-year-old, career best numbers. Pitched well against the Padres. Frankly, good enough to win a couple more games, but the Padres walked off a couple here at Petco Park in starts made by Anderson. Obviously, those came against the Dodger bullpen. There's a 1-1 to Kim. 2-1.
I think if this is the first time you've ever seen Tyler Anderson pitch, notice his leg kick is a little different than what you normally would see. We asked him about it yesterday, and he said he doesn't even realize he's doing it. He thinks he just has a normal leg kick, and when he works, he doesn't do it. He only does it when he takes the mound.
Guys will often look in a mirror and see what their mechanics look like as they run through it. You can see that this, for him, feels comfortable. It may look awkward, but he feels good when he's on the mound. Kim ahead of the count, 3-1. Pops it up on the infield. Freeman is in. Ran away as it took forever to come down. Dodgers defensively very strong all season. Well, remember, no Bellinger in the lineup for a second straight game. It's Thompson in center, flanked by Taylor and the Gold Glover Betts. Muncy at third, just as he was in the first couple games of the series. Turner and Lux up the middle again. Freeman and then Smith is behind the plate. Trey Turner, he's had some miscues. He's kind of been involved in a lot of defensive plays in this series.
He's been in the middle of everything, offensively, defensively. Made some errors. He hurt his finger. We showed him. We had a video of him trying to throw before the game.
As Juan Soto dribbles one foul up the first base line. Talked about Soto. The last couple of swings he took in yesterday's game, it felt like he was starting to get a little more comfortable.
He's closer. When Bob Melvin, we came into this series, Bob Melvin said he's just been trying to hit everything too hard, trying to hit home runs over and over again. Well, yesterday he had some really good swings. This one in particular goes to the warning track, but he looked better, more under control, not as big of a swing. And then tonight with a lefty on the mound, a lot of times as a left-handed hitter, that favors you. Because you have to be smaller. You can't get as big because the ball is usually going away from you. And you want to stay on it. So we'll see. Juan Soto's close. We'll see if he can get to the Juan Soto level we expect.
Career OPS 950. It's at 600 for the postseason. (100-mile-per-hour plus exit velocity on 12 balls put in play. That's the most 100+ mile-an-hour shots so far this postseason. Obviously, the Padres have played a lot of games going back to the wild card. Maybe a sign of things to come for Soto. Average exit velocity, if you're curious, in Major League Baseball is right around 88, 89 miles an hour. Hard hit is considered 95+. 100 is really good. 0-2 pitch. Fouled back.
When you look, they see 100, you think of Giancarlo Stanton, Aaron Judge, bigger guys. Now, Soto's not a small dude, but he just whips the bat, gets the barrel on it. That's a good sign, but he hasn't gotten any extra base hits except for the one he had yesterday. Other than that, he's been a lot of singles.
Had a double yesterday at 113 miles an hour, his hardest hit ball of 2022. 0-2 from Anderson to Soto. Is waved on and missed. Strike three. Good pitch by Anderson, and his first strikeout. 2 away in the first.
This is the cutter from Tyler Anderson. Cutter slider just continues to go away. You got to start with the funky motion, the double leg kick, and then he throws a nasty slider going down and away from Juan Soto.
So 2 away for Manny Machado. 3 for 10 in this series, had a home run and an RBI double in game 2. He has not hit Anderson well so far in his career, and he is way out in front. There's the changeup. We've talked about that, especially against right-handed hitters.
And that's probably why Manny Machado doesn't hit him well, because Anderson can throw that changeup at any count. Manny's up there hunting fastballs, and he likes the ball coming into him. Well, Anderson's changeup runs away from him.
Comes right back with a fastball that just missed. Anderson, a first-round selection, number 20 overall in 2011. Debuted in 2016, has been a Rocky, a Giant, a Pirate, a Mariner, and this year a one-year contract with Los Angeles. First pitch misses, and it's 2-1. A fabulous season where one ended up being the number 1 rotation in baseball ERA-wise. Now having to make the biggest pitches of his life in Major League Baseball so far. Big night for Anderson. The 2-1 to Machado. Here's a strike.
If you're Manny Machado, that's the one you want back. 93, middle away. Not a changeup. You're ahead in the count, take a chance. Every once in a while as a major league hitter, you have to take a chance and guess. He must have been guessing for a changeup.
2-2 delivery. Not bad. Catch up to the fastball to fight it away. So if he has to catch up to the fastball, does that mean he's looking changeup? He's trying to sit on a changeup?
And you have to against Tyler Anderson because there's such a discrepancy in the speed and the movement. So he's throwing 93, 94. His changeup's 81, 82. There's a huge discrepancy there. So you got to look one or the other.
There's another 2-2 pitch. And there's another fastball that's touched by Machado to stay alive.
But you see how Anderson's attacking him with Will Smith. They also see that he's late on those fastballs, so they keep throwing them at him, and they keep slowly raising them, right? The first one was kind of belt high, then they went about 6 inches higher. That one was even higher.
He's staying away for the most part from Machado. There's a 2-2 pitch. Line towards left field. That's down for a base hit. Over to cut it off is Taylor. Machado will stick with a 2-out single. He extends this opening frame for the Padres.
So after all these balls away, they try to sneak one in on him. I thought it was a cutter way through because the velocity was only 90. Maybe a fastball he just yanked a little bit. They were trying to go in. Manny was ready for it. After all those fastballs, he finally got his timing ready. That's a little cutter. That's why he caught up to him. Maybe a four-seamer might get in and beat him, but because it's a cutter, just enough velocity off, Manny gets the head to it.
I mean, you're talking about, again, discrepancies, right? So you go from changeup to fastball, which is up to about 94. Even the 2 to 3 mile-an-hour difference of the cutter was enough for Machado to catch up. First pitch to Drury is a strike.
For me tonight, I know we talk about Juan Soto. Brandon Drury's got to do something. He's been known his entire career to hit left-handed pitching. That's why he's in the 4-hole behind Manny Machado. Protection for Manny. Manny's 1 for 1, but they need Brandon Drury to step up and do what he was brought here to do.
Into center field. Thompson back towards the track. He's got it. And the inning is over. Both pitchers, all-stars for the first time this year, leave a man on base in the first in Game 4. Scoreless to the second in Game 4. Well, right now you have a chance to win $5 of Big Papi's money playing Fox Bet Super 6. Get the free Super 6 app on your phone now and enter your picks in the NLDS contest. If all 6 of your picks are right, you could win big. I think that money comes from Big Papi's side hustle as a weekend meteorologist. He's given us all the weather updates. We had a 30-minute delay, not too bad, all things considered. But a rain delay at Petco Park if we hadn't seen enough already. With the rarest of rares. Here's Muncy taking a strike from Musgrove.
That's about the third pitch right there that John Payne, the home plate umpire, he's known as a pitcher's umpire. He's given the high strike so far. We saw a couple to Mookie Betts, and that first pitch right there to Muncy.
once he fouls it away. Quickly 0-2 on the Dodger third baseman tonight, who has pretty solid numbers against Joe Musgrove. 9 for 21. Does have a home run, but 6 strikeouts as well. Tried the high pitch. Muncy did not chase it. 1-2. Dodgers got a man in scoring position in Freeman with 2 outs in the first, but unable to bring him home. Unable to get a hit. They're now 0 for their last 20 with men in scoring position. Breaking ball foul. Timely hitting, so crucial in a small sample size. Once you get to this point in the season, the Dodgers over 162 games, #1 in baseball. You get down to these smaller series, shorter series, the sample size smaller, those things become that much more magnified.
Absolutely, especially in the first round, which the Dodgers didn't have to play in the 3-game set, and then division series 5 games. It was 3 games. You're out. You're going home.
1-2. Got him. Second punch out for Musgrove. 1 away. Defense behind Joe Musgrove tonight was a top 10 defense in efficiency. Profar, the Gold Glover Grisham, and Soto got decent arms all across the outfield as well. The 2-time Gold Glover Machado, Ha-Sung Kim, a Korean baseball Golden Glover, Jake Cronenworth and Will Myers on the right, and Austin Nola, who saw younger brother Aaron punch his ticket to the NLCS earlier today. He's behind the plate. There's Machado, who's been active and impressive at third yet again. First pitch to Turner is outside for a ball.
There's one guy in the Dodgers lineup that hits Joe Musgrove. It is Justin Turner. He struggled in this LDS. You see, 6 for 15 with 3 homers. Why? Because Musgrove throws a little bit slower velocity and a lot of breaking balls going away.
Turner fouls one away. We saw it yesterday against velocity. Turner was having some issues catching up to the fastball. Musgrove much more spin heavy, although there was some extra velocity in that start against the Mets as well for Musgrove. Obviously some strangeness in that game. The controversy with the checking of the ear from Buck Showalter. The spin rates were up, although the Mets had a couple of pitchers with spin rates up as well. Fouled back by Turner, and it's 1-2. It was quite the scene at Citi Field.
It was something. I don't know if the Mets thought they had something on his ears or what, but it was definitely a distraction, let's say, or something. And there's all these shirts out there. I love all these shirts that Padres fans have come up with. Between the goose and the ears.
Is goose ears a real thing too? Or are they going to make something out of that? I'm not sure. I know about goose bumps. 2 strikes on Turner with 1 away in the second. Reaches out, pokes it into shallow center, and that is going to drop down for a base hit. Turner is aboard with a 1-out single in the second. While we got a moment, we got a game break. Hello, Matt Vasgersian. Good to talk to you, bud. They snap Oakland's American League record. Only 3 franchises had ever been to 5 in a row. Now only 2 have ever been to 6 in a row. The Astros and the 90s Braves.
Well, welcome back, Matt Vasgersian. Right into the Pearl Jam little jab.
Strong
there,
Jeremy reference right there, Matty V. Here's Trace Thompson. First pitch swinging, popped up. Myers is in, and he squeezes for out number 2. So a couple of games ago, the first series, the wild card series, you had Cleveland and Tampa Bay go scoreless through 15 innings or 14 innings. And then today, an incredible game in Seattle. Jeremy Pena's home run. Bryce Harper, a massive division series for the upset over Atlanta. And the Yankees have the lead on the Guardians, who scored first in that game. But Yankees have scored 5 of the last 6 runs. They've got the advantage over on TBS.
Been great baseball.
Awesome series so far. Philly was fun in terms of atmosphere. Their first playoff game in more than a decade. Here at San Diego's Petco Park with fans for the first time in 16 years. And Seattle, 21 years since their last home playoff game.
They got 2 games today, 18 innings.
They got their money's worth. It was worth the wait. Here's Taylor. Check swing, no swing, says Lance Barksdale at first.
Seattle fans are going to obviously upset that their team is done, but at most they could have only had 2 games. They got 2 games today.
They kind of got it out of it.
Yeah.
I hope you had if you got a ticket today, you really got your money's worth in a fabulously pitched baseball game. Taylor making his 2nd consecutive start in his 64th career playoff game. Waves through, and it's 1-1.
I like that pitch by Musgrove. We've detailed why Chris Taylor didn't pinch hit in game 2 against Josh Hader. It's because of the high fastball. Well, here's a high fastball by Musgrove, and you can see Chris Taylor's swing is an uppercut. He's trying to get the ball in the air, and that's where you have to pitch him. Belt high or above with hard fastball.
A 1-1. Trying to go high, misses away as well. Some nervous Dodger fans who were in this spot last year in game 4, down 2-1 to another division rival in San Francisco. They were at home though for game 4, which they won, and then went back to San Francisco and won game 5. There's a strike. It's 2-2 on Taylor. Deuce is wild in the 2nd. 2-2 pitch. Eight strikeouts in 20 at-bats against Musgrove for Chris Taylor. Just 4 hits. He does have a home run against him.
If you're a Dodger fan at home, you're thinking to yourself, why is Chris Taylor playing left and not Cody Bellinger in the lineup? And Dave Roberts said he likes the way he handles the breaking stuff from Joe Musgrove. He felt like Cody hasn't been giving him great at bat, so he said, I'm going to run with CT 2 games in a row and see what happens.
Bellinger 2 for 17 lifetime against Musgrove. Another 2-2 pitch. Got it. MLB's RBI program is designed to support organizations that provide baseball and softball playing opportunities for youth in underserved communities. For more information, MLB.com/RBI. Last night, electric atmosphere, more of the same tonight. Jake Cronenworth against Tyler Anderson. And the Padres 2nd and a strike. Excellent series for Cronenworth. 5 hits, 3 RBIs, the home run in game 2. To help extend the Padre lead on the road. But just 2 for 19 lifetime against Anderson. 1-1.
Anderson's a tough matchup for everybody, but he doesn't see a ton of lefties. When he does, because of his cutter combo, and he will throw a changeup every once in a while to lefties also. You throw in his motion, he kind of crossfires. It's a tough at bat.
2-1. Anderson, as you said, the changeup has been great. Kind of went back to an older grip on the changeup. You talked about velocity discrepancy. That older grip seemingly helped him increase that disparity. A strike.
Well, what it did is it slowed it down. It slowed it down a couple miles an hour, and also it changed the movement. His movement is crazy. It's almost 35 inches of drop, which means it goes straight down. And that's over 6.5 inches more than what he's had in the past. So That's what he's changed when he went back to his old grip. He hasn't changed anything else, he said.
He gets the strikeout on Cronenworth. His second K, and he freezes Jake for out number 1 in the second.
When you get to 2 strikes as a left-handed hitter, a lot of times you'll think, okay, he's going to throw me that slider cutter. Instead, he just four-seams him right on the corner. Nothing Cronenworth can do but stand there and watch it. So we talked to Tyler Anderson yesterday. I asked him, what changed? Where did these numbers come from? Besides being healthy, you change your pitch selection, your repertoire. What did you change? Well, he said the changeup. And you can see the difference. I mean, he's the king of weak contact this year. He's gotten weak contact. You see no slug off his changeup. The difference almost 2 miles an hour, but the movement almost 6.5 inches more down.
So far, the 2 strikeouts he has are against the left-handed hitters. He got Soto with the cutter swinging, and he got Cronenworth with the four-seamer looking. He's behind of Myers, the right-hander, 2-0.
Uh-oh, here comes the fastball.
Right down the middle.
It's easy when you can see what's coming.
Myers trying to get going. Career 145 hitter in the postseason. Was 2 for 20 so far this year.
It's like the same grip, maybe a cutter.
Yep. That's another fastball for a strike.
So he threw 1 away, 2-0. Myers took. He threw 2-1 in, up a little bit. Myers couldn't get to it. How does he go to the changeup? Let's see. Find out real quick when we get that view again. There's the changeup grip.
On a 2-2. Yep. Strikeout. 2 away, back-to-back strikeouts, and he's had 3 Ks on 3 different pitches. That's his first right-hander to go down swinging.
Sequencing. Fastball in, he's late. So what does Will Myers thinking? Man, I got to get it going. And then what does he back it up with? The changeup, which has been his by far most effective pitch of the season. And Will Myers way out front.
With 2 up and 2 down in the Padres second, and Jurickson Profar, the switch hitter, will bat right-handed. Was 3 for 16 against Anderson. And a fastball strike.
We talked about last night with the Padres, it was imperative that they scored first, and they did. Tonight, I feel the same way. Whichever team scores first has a huge advantage. The Dodgers, they score first. They're thinking, okay, we're going to stay alive. It takes the crowd out of it. Padres score first. They're thinking, man, we got Musgrove, the hometown kid on there. The crowd's going to go crazy again. It puts a little bit of doubt into the Dodgers' minds. Oh, they can really beat us. They can really end our season right now. You want to play ahead in elimination games.
Teams that have scored first through 21 playoff games this year are 15-6, including the Phillies and the Astros today. There's an 0-2 to Profar. 1-2. Anderson looking for a 1-2-3 second inning. The 4 infielders behind him. Bouncing ball wide of third. Jurickson Profar, part of the bottom third of this Padre order tonight. He's been in the top spot and in the 7th spot, depending on what type of starter has been on the mound. Their bottom 3 has been outstanding compared to the rest of the league so far.
The best by far. The OPS over 1,000. It's been Profar, Grisham, and Nola, and you can throw Kim in there too.
Yep.
Whoever's hit 7th has been great, and then Grisham and Nola at the bottom of the order have been outstanding.
Profar taps it to stay alive.
Come into these series and you say, okay, the stars have to shine. Machado, Soto. Then it's the guys that you don't think about. When they get hits like they have, these 3 guys have for the Padres, 7, 8, 9, that's when you can rack up wins because nobody expects that.
8 hits between Profar, Grisham, and Nola in this series. And again, add Kim in there, depending on the day. He's got a couple of hits in this series. And they were all productive against New York as well. Anderson still trying to finish off a 1-2-3 second with a 1-2 to Profar. Hard hit through the hole. Base hit. Second straight 2-out single for the Padres. They did it in the first and now here in the second. And that will bring up Trent Grisham who's been a sudden playoff hero so far with 3 bombs in the postseason.
Just mentioned people you don't think about. Trent Grisham had not a great year. Hit under 200 this year. But he told Bob Melvin, it all starts over. Nobody remembers his regular season. If the Padres go on and win this series, all everyone's going to talk about is his home runs in the wild card round and then his home run in the division series.
Trent Grisham hit 17 during the regular campaign. He's got 3 in the postseason, tied with Bryce Harper, who hit another one today in the clincher for Philly. It's another tough matchup for Grisham here against the left-hander in Anderson. 2 for 9, 4 strikeouts in a small sample size. We talked about the grip that Grisham uses at the plate with his thumb up. Tom Verducci reported on it. You talked to me about Carlos Quentin. He started doing that when he was kind of a scrawny freshman in high school because he thought it was the only way he could control the bat without it wobbling on contact. And it got more comfortable as he got bigger and stronger. But the Brewers wanted him to go back to a traditional grip when he was in Milwaukee. And he wanted to be very coachable. So a few days after he got drafted, when the Brewers told him that, he said, all right, I'll do whatever you want me to do. And he hit that way for a few seasons. Had some struggles, but no coincidence that when he was in the minor leagues and went back to that thumb-up grip, that's when he had a breakout season in minor league baseball that eventually led to his call-up. Obviously, he has had some struggles offensively at times, but he has found it at the most crucial moment of his season. The 1-1 inside, and it's 2-1.
Well, at some point as a baseball player and you're in the minor leagues, you're kind of having your ups and downs. You look in the mirror and say, this is my career. I'm going to do it how I want to do it. You want to be coachable, but your coaches don't care. If you start getting hits and you're doing what you need to do, they'll tell you hold the bat however you want.
Yep.
So at some point, Trent Grisham looked in the mirror and said, I'm going to do it my way. And so far, it's been good.
Upstairs, and he's ahead of the count, 3-1. Nola on deck in the 9th spot. Ball 4. Bottom of the order continues to get it done. The 7-man and 8-man both reach. Profar on a single, Grisham on a walk, and that'll bring up Nola.
And even if the Padres don't score, this turns the lineup over. He's got 39 pitches already, Tyler Anderson, and it turns the lineup over. Gives the top another chance against Tyler Anderson. And you want your top of your order up as much as possible. Now, if Austin Nola comes through here, drives a run in, or does something good for the Padres, even better. But anytime the bottom of your order, as we've discussed, they've been great this whole postseason for the Padres, does that, gives your stars and your top of your order more chances.
In the dirt, smothered by Smith, ball 1. Anderson retired the first 2 men of each inning. Got Kim and Soto in the first before Machado singled. He got Drury to fly out. Then the frame. He struck out Cronenworth and Myers before single by Profar and the walk to Grisham. Now at 40 pitches through an inning and 2/3. Both lineups have been fairly patient in the early going, trying to make these starters throw more. Just missed the outside edge. It's 2-0 on Nola. Kim at the top on deck with Nola reaches. Here's a 2-0. On the ground to third, and it's sucked up by Muncy. Good fundamental play to end the second. 2 men left stranded. We played 2 in game 4. It scores. Standing since 1909, the Western Metal Supply Company down the left field line here at Petco Park. Gavin Lux, the left-hander, back in the lineup. Takes a strike. Came in as a pinch hitter in game 3. Had an RBI double in game 1. He has 3 hits in the series. Musgrove fires, and Lux lifts it to left. For Jurickson Profar, and out number 1. Let's take a look at our player resume sponsored by Indeed, and we lock in on El Cajon's Joe Musgrove. Signed the big extension back in August. Of course, a Padre fan since birth. Told you, Dad Mark in that shot on the left there with Musgrove in the Padre jersey. Was a longtime Giants fan, but when the Padres showed up in '69, he became a Padre fan. Joe Musgrove, you can see that Padre tattoo on his left shoulder. He got that even before he was a member of the San Diego Padres. With Pittsburgh prior to his stint with San Diego. Got traded on January the 19th, 2021. Check swing to first. No swing, says Barksdale. 2-0 on Mookie Betts. Back at the top of the Dodger order.
If there was ever a family to try as a Padre fan to try to take out the Dodgers. The dad grew up a Giants fan. Joe grew up a Padres
There's
fan.
nothing but Dodger hate for them.
Exactly.
I guess it's in their DNA in some capacity.
Now, if Joe Musgrove got traded to the Dodgers, he'd have to cross out that tattoo and change it to an LA one.
Well, when Mark was working, he actually worked in law enforcement and actually worked as a private investigator. So it was Diane, Joe's mom, who would be the one playing catch with Joe. There she is in the hoodie, protecting herself from the light rain that's been falling for most of the last hour plus. 3-0. Betts takes all the way. A 30-minute delay. The rain never really got too hard, but the tarp was on the field until about an hour before first pitch. The rain has not stopped, but it is not heavy by any means, although for San Diego standards maybe it is. There's a 3-1. On the outside corner to Betts. Betts not happy with the call from Johnson Payne.
Mookie Betts has gotten a couple of these called on him. His first at bat, he caught a couple high ones. That one he thought was outside. Johnson Payne is definitely looking to call strikes tonight.
A payoff pitch to Betts. Way inside. And Mookie Betts is aboard. A one-out base runner for Dave Roberts and the Dodgers in the third. So encouraging Trey Turner, who will come to the plate with a man on. Free agent to be at a premium Major League Baseball position at shortstop. A couple of home runs in the first 2 games of this series, and a double as well, a couple of runs driven in. Infield single in game 3 and 4 trips. Keep a close eye on Mookie Betts. Good base stealer during the regular campaign, 12 of 14. But, of course, was cut down by Austin Nola back in game 2. Turner waves through it.
Musgrove isn't very quick to the plate. You already mentioned Mookie Betts getting cut down by Nola. But what he did on that first pitch was he held the ball for so long.
Yeah.
Base runners kryptonite. Almost all of them, as they tell you, if you can hold the ball on me, I'm going to have a hard time stealing, because you get anxious, and then you get so anxious, you get stiff, and then you don't go. Plus, it messes with the hitter's timing also.
Hard hit towards third. That's past Machado. hustling over his Profar to cut it off. He has some trouble with it. Stop sign at third from Dino Ebel for Betts. Into second base goes Trey Turner with a rocket shot past Manny Machado.
This is the first ball that we have seen Manny get by Manny Machado. It is a rocket. You're right. I think if you ask Manny, he'll tell you, I probably should have at least knocked this ball down, but it was on top of him so quick. I kept saying through the first 3 games, don't hit it to Manny Machado unless you hit it that hard.
Betts picked up the stop sign. He stops at third. So here we go. Runners in scoring position for the Dodgers yet again. Both teams in this series are 3 for 26, but it's more magnified for Los Angeles, mostly because they've lost 2 of the 3.
And this is one of those situations Dave Roberts talking about. Just use your out, hit a ground ball to second, get the run in. You don't have to get a hit right here, and I'd be surprised if Musgrove gives Freddie much to hit here with Will Smith on deck. A double play candidate, right-handed hitter. I know he's got reverse splits, meaning Musgrove gets lefties out better, but this is Freddie Freeman.
A 1-0 to Freeman. Big cut on a fastball, and it's 1-1. Dave Roberts said the Dodgers have been hyper-aggressive early in counts with runners in scoring position. They're not staying on the ball. They're letting the spin get the best of them. They're not using the outside part of the plate as where pitchers typically attack. They don't want to challenge too often against good hitters. So be patient. There's a 1-1. Bouncing ball right side. It's a fair ball past the first baseman Myers. Betts is in. It's going to score 2. Turner's right behind him. And Freddie Freeman strikes first for the Dodgers. It's 2-0 LA. Finally, they break out of the slump. Freeman's second double gives the Dodgers their first 2 runs in quite some time.
Not a terrible pitch here. That ball actually was going foul, kicked back fair. Again, I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised they attacked Freddie Freeman the way they did. He got fastballs. He got fastballs in. I get it. He got Will Smith on deck, and every run is so crucial in this series.
Here's Smith. Takes a strike. Second double of the night for Freddie Freeman.
Little cutter, just doesn't get in there. See it come back, see Nola's glove move back to the middle of the plate. The big thing about Freddie Freeman, say whatever he wants, big power hitter, all the doubles, right? He doesn't strike out a ton. He puts the ball in play in those situations. He is such a tough out. He will give himself up, and he'll do exactly what Dave Roberts wanted.
1-1 on Smith. Smith trying to add on. This series has been so tightly contested. These 2 teams have been within 2 runs of each other since the 5th inning of Game 1. That spans 24+ innings consecutively within 2 runs. Smith a little in between that time, and it's 1-2.
You never know if you're a Dodger fan or you're a Padre fan what can turn a series. That little ground ball that Freddie Freeman hit for a double, that can change everything, because now the Dodgers are like, oh, we can't get hit with runners in scoring position.
Just changes the whole mentality after an 0 for 20 skid with runners in scoring position. In the dirt, good stop by Nola. No swing, and the count even. Lux flew out, but then a walk to Betts, a double by Turner, and a 2-run double from Freeman to make it 2-0 Los Angeles. 2-2 pitch. All the way down the right field line. Let's go down to Tom Verducci. A little bit more on Will Smith. Some big news for the Dodger catcher.
Yeah, it's already been an unforgettable day for Will Smith. He got a call at 3 a.m. that his wife, Kara, was about to go into labor. He hopped in a car, drove up to Los Angeles, made there in time for the 10:40 arrival of their first child, the baby girl. The girl and Kara doing just fine. The Dodgers gave Will Smith a helicopter to get back here to San Diego. The advantages of the big market team.
A ground ball to second base picked up by Cronenworth. Smith is retired. On to third base goes Freeman, 2 down. Incredible stuff. Great job by Tom on that reporting, and a congratulations to the Smith family.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Will Smith, on your first child. My daughter was born in the middle of the season once. I didn't get a helicopter ride.
No.
We were supposed to have an off day. Instead, we had a rain out makeup, and I watched the game on ESPN while my daughter was being born. But that's a pretty great story for him and his family.
Yeah, good for you, Will Smith. Good for your wife. Good for your new child. Runner at third is Freeman. Max Muncy, who struck out swinging on a slider, climbs in, looking at a shift. Looking at Freeman 90 feet away. Whoa, good stop by Nola. He continues to be rock solid overall defensively, especially that time with a runner at third. He has caught every inning of this postseason, over 50 of them so far.
He has been just, you said it, rock solid behind home plate. And he has done nothing but block ball after ball, no matter what pitch these Padres pitchers have thrown to him. Doesn't let anything get by him. There's been a couple wild pitches, but he's been in front of nothing. He's chased to the backstop. Here in game 3, he's all over the place. Look at these pitches that Snell's chucking up there to him, and he's just perfect position, blocking everything, nothing getting by him. These are tough. These are lawn darts. When you grow up and you become a big league catcher, that's how you do it.
Yep. Speaking of family affairs, younger brother Aaron and his Philadelphia Phillies are already awaiting a trip to the West Coast, whether it's to Los Angeles or San Diego for game 1 of the NLCS on Tuesday. You might see a pair of brothers square off in a playoff series for the first time since 1997. That's a good breaking ball from Musgrove to Muncy to even the count. The Alomars were the last pair of brothers to square off in the postseason. They did it in '96 and in '97. Roberto and Sandy Jr. There's a strike, and it's 1-2 on Muncy. Runner at third, 2 outs in the third, 2-0 LA already on top. Fouled away. Muncy slumped for most of the season, but he had a strong finish. 12 homers over the final couple of months of the season. He's hit a home run in this set. 1-2. Outside. Muncy a solo shot off of Yu Darvish back in game 2.
Freddie Freeman is so far down the line.
With the shift on, right? He can take all that space.
You're uncomfortable as a base runner. He's at least halfway down the line.
Just outside, the count runs full on Muncy, a very patient hitter.
Which makes Nola behind the plate even that much more important, because if the ball gets away just a little bit.
Yep.
If you're Musgrove, you want to get Muncy out, because Turner already has a hit on deck, and he has owned Joe Musgrove throughout his career.
Another 2-2 pitch. Fouled away again. Three-two, beg your pardon. So the second 3-ball count in this game for Joe Musgrove. The other one was the Betts walk earlier in the third. Betts and Turner scoring on the Freeman double in this frame. Payoff pitch to Muncy. Missed it inside. Max Muncy, one of the best walk-drawing hitters in baseball, draws one here in the third, and Musgrove continues to have to work. Already at 63 pitches through 2 2/3. Ruben Niebla will visit Joe Musgrove and the infield.
This is another breather meeting. They're just giving him a breather. They're gonna discuss strategy right here and say how they want to attack Justin Turner. But this is also a breather. Like you said, he's already at 63 pitches.
Yep.
27, I believe, this inning.
Indeed.
So this is a long inning for any pitcher. A lot of stress. Already given up 2. You cannot give up anymore.
While we have a moment, a quick word from Evan Williams Bourbon.
Postseason calls for award-winning bourbon. Evan Williams, 1783 small batch.
Turner a single in the second inning. He was left stranded. Hitting 2 for 11 so far, including that second inning single in this postseason. The 13 home runs that Turner has hit in his playoff career, all with the Dodgers. He's tied for first all time in LA history with Corey Seager, now Texas Ranger. First and third, 2 outs in the third. Dodgers have struck first with 2 in this frame. Down and away for ball 1.
This is what the Dodgers normally do to a starting pitcher. They make you throw the ball over the plate. They work counts. They get guys on base. They take advantage of them. They were just wearing out Joe Musgrove. It's like paper cuts, right? Little baby cuts. He's up to 30 pitches this inning out of him. Pitchers aren't meant to throw 30 pitches in one inning.
After dominating New York on Sunday, it's a much more laborious night thus far for Musgrove. The 2-0 to Justin Turner is lifted in the air towards right. Soto underneath it, and Musgrove limits the damage, but the damage is brought home by Freddie Freeman. Trey Turner double Betts into scoring position, and finally the Dodgers break through after an 0 for 20 skid with men at second or third in this series. Freeman delivers. The Dodgers are on top early in Game 4. Team home or away and in the air with free Wi-Fi. Some of our crew for Fox Baseball is headed out west. They're watching this game on Wi-Fi right now, as the Phillies await the winner of this series. Dodgers trying to force a Game 5 tomorrow night back in Los Angeles. The Padres trying to clinch their first NLCS berth since 1998. Tyler Anderson back to work against the top of the Padre order, working with a lead. Ha-Seong Kim takes a strike.
Adam, you mentioned the numbers when you scored first in the playoffs so far. When the Dodgers score first, for me, the Padres have to score next. You cannot allow the Dodgers to add on. You've got to be the team to score next, get some momentum back.
Another 2 on Kim. Updated now after Cleveland walked off the Yankees today. 16-6 are the teams that score first so far in the postseason.
No.
Waves through and misses. Strike 3. 4th strikeout for Tyler Anderson. Matty V, we talked about that Cleveland walk-off. Tell us how it happened. Oh, man. The top seeds, the teams with byes in this new format. Many of them pushed to the brink. Atlanta, Los Angeles, and the Yankees. The Astros, the only team with a bye that cruised, and they needed 18 innings. I don't know if you can call that cruising today. They had to come from behind a couple of times in that series.
Yeah, but they swept them, so they get some time off. Yep. I don't want to hear about the rest. I don't want to hear about the top seeds got 4 days off. No. The Phillies just went out and bludgeoned the Braves offense, and their starting pitching was great, right? And the Guardians are doing what the Guardians did all year. They win close games. Somebody new steps up and gets a hit in big situations. The Padres have played great against the Dodgers. It has nothing to do with the rest or any of that. It has to do with sometimes you just get beat.
1-1 to Juan Soto is on the outside edge for a strike. I'm in your camp for this. I'm not a rest versus rust guy. I think there's just too many variables to determine, oh, well, it's definitely rust or definitely rest. You can make those cases, and guys might say, I didn't feel good with timing. That's fine. That means, sure, there was a little rust. But overall, you can't make that assumption about every opportunity that pops up. You just can't. There's way too many variables. Every human being is different in how they react to time. I'm with you. I don't really like the argument of rust versus rest, but it is interesting to see all these underdogs and road teams and wild card teams make big pushes in the postseason.
Sometimes teams just get hot.
Yep. 2-2 to Soto. Hard hit ball into the shift. Nice sliding stop in time to get Juan Soto. Excellent defense from the Dodgers yet again. The slide from Lux. They get the out. Lux can play both middle infield spots at second tonight. That's a good play.
Really nice play here by Lux. I thought when this ball's hit, it was getting through. Lux slides to his right, gets up quickly. Nice throw. Freddie Freeman with the stretch. And Juan Soto hits another ball hard.
Yeah.
But nothing to show for it. So just to wrap up the rest versus rust, the thing it was never an issue until 06 when the Tigers lost to the Cardinals. Before that, you never heard about it. In 05 when we won, we had all kinds of time off, and it was great.
Yeah, you loved it.
Yeah.
You're a man who enjoys your leisure time,
yes.
as I've gotten to know you over the years.
What did Ron Burgundy say? I'm a man of leisure.
You are a man of leisure. Here's Machado. First pitch swinging off the end of the bat. Mookie Betts angling over, and he's got room. Machado frustrated at the plate as Anderson puts together a shutdown third inning.
Padres manager Joe Musgrove, 66 pitches. Dodgers have made it work, 11 foul balls. What do you think of his stuff so far?
Good. They just make them work. That's what they do. You know, you try to attack the zone and make them put the ball in play early in the count. They've worked him over a little bit as far as the pitch counts go, but I think his stuff's good.
Rob, thanks so much.
Okay.
Tom, to back up your point, the Los Angeles Dodgers averaged 4 pitches per plate appearance overall this year. That was second in baseball behind the Milwaukee Brewers. The Padres averaged just a shade under 4 pitches per plate appearance. They were 5th in baseball. So both of these teams kind of playing to that. Anderson 52 pitches through 3, and as Tom mentioned, 66 for Musgrove through 3. Trace Thompson was retired on 1 pitch in the second, a pop out. He takes ball 1. There's the line for the San Diego kid, Java Joe, as he's known. His family owns a coffee shop. There's a strike for Thompson. Cafe Adesso in Alpine, California. Thompson waves through, and it's 1-2. Thompson got his first career postseason hit yesterday, getting a big spot in center field for this Dodgers team with Cody Bellinger on the bench the last 2 games. Thompson started in left the first 2. Goes down, looking. Strikeout number 4 for Musgrove, 1 away in the 4th. Is that the Flava Flav of San Diego right there?
His future's so bright, Adam.
It's been a fun atmosphere here. Actually, really all weekend. All these cities. Dodger Stadium's been great. San Diego's been awesome. We've had a thrilling series thus far. Here's Taylor with 1 down. Cued off the end of the bat for strike 1. Glad you're with us. With A.J. Brzezinski and Tom Verducci, I'm Adam Amin.
Going that way, yeah.
Back in the old wooden ship known as Petco Park. Enjoying a series that has been compelling and rich. Those are my 3 for the night, I promise.
Okay, good.
I just wanted to
I was waiting for the next one.
I was like, let me just get them all out at once while we have time. There's an 0-1. Taylor, nothing in 2 quickly.
Musgrove's going to go deep in this game. He's got to have a quick inning here. He's already 72 pitches. We're only into the 4th. It is very important for them to get. They can't come back. They need innings from him to save their bullets for not only the end of this game, but also a possible game 5 tomorrow.
Right. Gets the strikeout. Back to back to start the 4th for Musgrove. Now the breaking ball is starting to get going for Musgrove.
Just a really nice curveball there to Trace Thompson. And he throws it again here to Taylor, way out in front. You see how he lunges for the ball, but it's the speed difference and the break up to down.
That's when you know he's feeling comfortable, because the curveball up and down and that slider, as we talked about, really good horizontal movement. Back to Musgrove off the bat of Lux. Exactly what the Padres needed, an 8-pitch inning for Musgrove. 1-2-3 in the 4th. Predict which players will stack the most total bases each day during the postseason and compete to win $50,000 entering the MLB Base Chase in the MLB Play app or through MLB.com/play. Restrictions apply. You can see official rules for details. Tyler Anderson, 2nd career postseason start, his 1st in 4 years. His 1st with the Dodgers on a 1-year deal. He has earned himself some suitors coming up this offseason. Still works with a lead into the 4th, middle of the Padre order. Brandon Drury leads it off. Takes ball 1. Drury just 1 for 12 in the postseason so far. As you mentioned, he's out there to try to get after lefties like Anderson, who's been very sharp so far, other than a walk. All 3 base runners he has stranded so far. Towards the gap in right center field. Long run for Trace Thompson. He makes the catch. What a play by Thompson for out number 1. He's in there for the Gold Glover Bellinger. That was a difficult play that Thompson makes for the 1st down.
When this ball was hit, I thought there was no chance. He shaded over to left center. Drury hits as he goes forever. And then it's full extension. Great play to keep the leadoff runner at least off second base, if not 3rd.
Trace Thompson. Got a chance to talk to him earlier today. There's Cronenworth. I asked him, how does it feel, right? This is a big deal. Your dad was a champion in the NBA. Your brother's a 4-time champion now. He goes, that's the expectation. now I'm expected to win a title, but part of that is because he's playing for the Dodgers. He expects that they're going to be in it every year. They're certainly in it, but they're down in this series for the time being, hoping to send this back to Los Angeles. Clay is here tonight. Got his Golden State hat on as they finished up the preseason earlier this week. They'll start up their title defense coming up next week as the NBA opens up.
He couldn't rock a Dodgers hat. He's got the jersey on.
He's got the jersey on. He's got the Thompson jersey.
I think his brother could get him a Dodgers
hat.
I
think he just wants to rep. You know, he's trying to rep his own.
In case he forgets what team he plays for.
Bouncing ball to the right side, just foul off the bat of Cronenworth. Clay watching Trace make a fabulous play in center.
Again, when this ball was hit, I thought there was no chance. He just kind of came out of nowhere. Diving play. That is gold glove caliber center field. Of course, his dugout loves it. We showed Tyler Anderson's reaction. He definitely loves it.
There's a 2-2 pitch to Cronenworth. Called strike 3. Anderson comes back with a fastball to freeze Cronenworth for the second time tonight. Same pitch, same result.
Exact same pitch he struck him out with his first at bat. It's the fastball down and away. Cronenworth's looking for the slider. Instead, he gets a fastball down and away and goes back to the dugout. It's the perfect pitch. Perfect sequence and then a perfect pitch. You catch someone guessing, rush a fastball by him, strike 3, jump. Tim Payne with the punchy.
Here's Myers. Fouled away.
Well, I don't know if that's not really a punch out by the home plate umpire. It's more of like a axe throw or
trying to do the motion. Kind of like a chop almost.
Yeah.
Like the slap chop like that one guy had.
It's like a robot's arms are
going
that's
actually, I think that's a little bit better. Robot arm. 1-1 the count. On Will Myers, who struck out on a changeup swinging his first time. He's been here for a while now. Came over in the winter of 2014 to the San Diego Padres. He's tired of losing to the Dodgers. He has suffered 100+ losses to Los Angeles since coming over to San Diego. He said that can all go away if they can take this series. But here he rolls one over to short. You see that arm from Turner. He threw that one okay to finish off a 1, 2, 3, 4th inning with some help from Thompson in center field. Still 2-0 Dodgers. By 130 miles along I-5. They've met 924 times in the regular season. And for the second time in their rivalry's history, they're meeting in the postseason. They met in the pandemic-shortened season in 2020, a 3-0 sweep by the Dodgers in 3 tightly contested games. We've had 3 very tightly contested games here, too. Mookie Betts lifts one towards right center field. Juan Soto and Grisham are over. It is Grisham for out number 1 to retire Betts on 1 pitch. So now Anderson and Musgrove. Anderson with back-to-back 10-pitch innings. Musgrove has picked up 4 outs on his last 9 pitches.
That's just what they needed. That's just what the doctor, Bob Melvin, ordered. He needed some quick innings to try to get his pitch count back under control. Gets 2 more quick outs here. Musgrove might make it into the 6th or maybe the 7th.
Both pitchers were laboring a little bit as both teams were very patient early. Here's Trey Turner taking a ball.
You might say, why is that important? Why does that matter? Well, Dodgers hang on here. You want fully rested bullpens for Game 5. So the longer each of these starters can go, the better chance there is that both teams could save some of their main weapons out of the bullpen.
Turner should have bunt pulled it back.
Some of those guys have got to be getting tired. Look at some of the Padres guys have thrown 3 out of 4 days. Some of the Dodgers guys have thrown 3 out of 4 days. So start wearing down.
Dodgers bullpen has gone 14 1/3 in this series. Padre bullpen 13 innings. Turner pops it up on the infield. Musgrove wants it. And just like that, on 4 pitches, beg your pardon, he has 2 outs.
I can honestly say I've never wrote P1 in my scorebook before. And Joe Musgrove, because normally the pitchers get out of the way.
They get out of the way, right.
But Will Myers and Nola just stand there and say, okay, Joe, you're from San Diego.
Yeah, this is, I guess, your town. It's the same way that if I come to Florida, you buy dinner for me. And
when you have to call me.
When you come to Chicago, you buy dinner for me. That's it. I'll see you when the Bulls visit the Magic. How about that? I'll see you in November, pal. Here's Freddie Freeman, who's got the big blow in this game. 2 doubles. The one in the third drove home Betts and Turner. Hard hit ball off the second base bag. Chased down by Kim. No play. We saw one for Grisham off the first base bag last night. Freeman bangs one off the second base bag for his 3rd hit of the game. Before that at bat, Freeman in elimination games in his career was hitting big time, 440. He's got 3 more hits tonight, now 10 in elimination games.
Well, but I said before the game, remember we were talking when Freddie came up the first inning, I said, hey, I talked to him before the game, and I said, you're gonna be looking for one of those cutter sliders down here, try and clip Joe Musgrove to right, aren't you? He just gave me that look, and he goes, maybe it'll be the first pitch. Right? Well, he got 2 doubles his first 2 at bats. That one was the first pitch. Hit it off the second base bag. But yes, Freddie Freeman is a player. He shows up in big situations. He is not afraid of the moment.
There's Will Smith. The pitch by Musgrove for a strike. Dodgers have 5 hits, Padres with 2. 3 of the Dodger hits belong to Freeman now.
No.
1-1.
Every inning that goes by that the Dodgers have a lead, the better Dave Roberts feels.
Yeah. Smith a little bit late on the fastball after a couple of off-speed pitches. Musgrove blows one by him. And a chance to finish off this inning with no damage done. One-two pitch. Hitting over. We've hit the halfway point in Game 4. It's Dodgers 2, Padres nothing. That's one of the Friar faithful, I guess. What a fun weekend between Los Angeles and San Diego. Game 4, we hit the halfway point. Dodgers got 2 runs on the Freeman double in the 3rd. Tyler Anderson has worked with a lead since. He has scattered just 2 hits and a walk thus far. Bottom of the order for the Padres has been productive all playoff. Profar has one of the 2 Padre hits, a single in the 2nd. But he and Grisham were left stranded by Anderson. Close pitch. Very close. Just missed. 1-1. And Soto looks on. Fouled away by Profar. 1-2 to count. Tyler Anderson, biggest start of his career to this point at 32 years of age. Very cerebral, does a lot of writing in notebooks. You know, some guys just have this bank in their head that they can store all this information. Anderson has collected about 40 full notebooks that he has taken notes in over the course of his professional career. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I tried that once. It lasted about 2 games.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, not going to work for me.
Yeah, well, listen, you're a very sharp cat. You have a steel trap, and it feels like maybe you're one of the guys. Clayton Kershaw's like that as well, Tyler Anderson told us. Kershaw can just remember all this stuff. He has to write it down. Fouled away.
Because when I first came up, people were like, "Oh, I got to write all this stuff down." Being a former catcher, after about 2 games, like, this is too much writing.
Well, there's the first side of the bullpen behind Anderson, who's been very efficient the last couple of innings. It's Brusdar Graterol, a flame-throwing right-hander for Dave Roberts. 2-2 pitch to Profar. Makes contact, popping it up towards Freeman. One down to Tom Verducci. Give me a little bit more on this left-hander that maybe not everybody's familiar with.
Yeah, it hasn't come easy for him, Adam. You're talking about a guy who's a former 20th round or 20th overall draft pick by the Rockies, but was waived by the Rockies. Had some injuries there. Picked up by the Giants. Signed by the Pirates as a free agent. Again, battling some serious knee injuries. Got traded to the Mariners. He signed this winter with the Dodgers, just a 1-year deal, $8 million. I asked him back in April, why sign here? Because he had opportunities to be guaranteed a spot in the rotation. He came here competing for a spot in the rotation. He said 2 reasons. Number 1, I want another shot at the postseason. And number 2, I want to find out how the Dodgers can make me better. And we've talked about his improvement of the changeup. That happened here under pitching coach Mark Pryor. It certainly has worked out well for him. Competing for a job in spring training to taking the ball in an elimination game for the Dodgers.
He and Musgrove are kind of ships passing in the night. So you can almost make a case that Anderson, when he went to Pittsburgh, was kind of like taking over a spot there. Didn't really get an opportunity. Musgrove had come to San Diego. Anderson was there, only lasted a year. And now in a huge spot with the Dodgers. 2-0 on Grisham to start this at bat. 8 in a row sent down by Anderson. 2 balls and a strike. There's a San Diego native, Mark Pryor, who eventually made his way towards Los Angeles when he went to USC. Very well connected to both cities.
I'm confused by this. Listen, I know the new game of baseball, but Tyler Anderson is absolutely dealing. 71 pitches. We're into the 5th. Really no stressful innings at all. But they have Brusdar Graterol up. It's only the 5th inning. Let him ride. This is Anderson tonight. He's been really good. Really no trouble. Strikes out Juan Soto. Gets Cronenworth with the fastball. Change up there to Will Myers. Blows it by Kim. Cronenworth again, twice on the same pitch. But I mean, this is just the way the Dodgers do it. It's like they get him 5 and they got to get him out.
3-2 on Trent Grisham.
And I understand it's about to be the 3rd time through, but sometimes, listen, I'm probably wrong on this, but you just got to feel you go with your gut and just can't go with, oh, we went 5, we got to get him out.
Anderson has had long outings this year. He took a no-hitter very deep into a game earlier this season. 3-2 pitch. Hard hit by Grisham, but just foul. He's right on top of it. Nola's on deck. Grisham, with his walk in the 2nd, has now been on base in 10 straight playoff games. Going back to 2020. 2-0 Dodgers, bottom of the 5th. Bases empty and 1 out. And another payoff to Grisham from Anderson. His flared foul down the right field line. Do it again.
A little drop down piece there from Tyler Anderson. A different motion. Instead of coming straight over the top, he dropped down. It's interesting, 3-2. He's done that a couple other times. 3-2 with a 2-run lead. Just drop down just a little bit, try to fool Grisham. Grisham stays on it.
Let's run it back. Another 3-2 pitch to Grisham. Swing and a miss. 9 in a row sent down since the Grisham walk. And there are 2 away in the 5th. That was an 8-pitch battle to get that 9th straight Dodger retired.
A nasty slider right here. Nasty cutter going away from Grisham. It's like a 4-seamer, but this ball definitely cuts away from Grisham. A little slower. Gets around it. Holds it down, Grisham out in front. Not only the velocity, but the break gets him. Sees a little dot there, Adam. That's how you know it's a slider or cutter.
Nola takes a close pitch for a strike on the outer edge. Off the end of the bat, and a chance for a third straight 1-2-3 inning for Anderson, approaching 80 pitches. Oh, 2. 1-2. The late innings, the offense for both teams has at times been stymied. The Dodgers have only scored 1 run after the 3rd inning in this series. The Padres have not scored since the 4th inning yesterday. The 1-2. Very close, and it felt like Anderson and maybe even Smith we're starting to take a step towards the dugout. 2-2.
Starting, Will Smith was ready to throw that ball around and run in the dugout. They definitely thought this was strike 3. Well, Will Smith did. Anderson followed Will Smith's lead. I've seen that pitch call. Might have been a little outside.
There's a 2-2. Check swing. 3-2 the count.
Love that Will Smith tagged Nola as John Tumpane was throwing a ball back.
The look on his
like,
face.
What are you doing?
The look on his face is great. He's like, all right, okay. I'm a catcher. I understand. He's asking if that was a foul ball. I don't know if it was earlier in the at-bat or that one right there.
I think they're worried about the count. We have 3-2 and the scoreboard has 2-2.
No.
That should be not ball 4.
That should be ball 4 then.
Unless they said the ball. I guess
They must have said it was foul ball. They must have said foul ball. That's why. So the 2-2 pitch was fouled. Now 3-2.
2 pitches ago, I guess the one where Will Smith tagged him. That doesn't make any sense. Why would he tag him if he fouled it off?
Right.
The ball bounced.
Now it's a payoff pitch. And it's high. Nola walks to end the streak of batters retired. The 9 spot, Nola continues to get on base. Roberts and Pryor going over the plan as Nola reaches with 2 outs in the 5th. Pryor will come out to chat with Anderson. So here's that 2-2 pitch. Let's just make sure.
Oh, yeah, he definitely fouls it. Nice call.
Good call.
Couldn't tell that live. It looked like he just checked swing. That's why Will Smith didn't check to see the swing, because he heard it. So loud in here. He's right there. You can't hear that.
The umpire, John Tumpane, had it right all the way. It ends up being a moot point with a walk to Nola. And now Soto on deck as the Padres' top of the order is back up. Gratterall is ready to go whenever need be. Anderson at 83 pitches.
Well, if you're not taking out Tyler Anderson here, you're definitely not going to take him out for Juan Soto with righties warming up. So he's got at least 2 more hitters. Unless there's somebody else in the Dodgers bullpen that can get up really quick.
He's got good numbers against Soto. Musgrove at 83 pitches through 5 innings for San Diego. Time called here. So Gratterall was ready, but he's now sat down. So up and down for Gratterall, and now Chris Martin is loosening up. Martin, remember, got his first career playoff save in Game 1. Pitch to Kim is a strike.
Anderson has carved up Kim all night. First at bat, he got him a weak fly ball, pop up to Freddie Freeman. Then he just threw the fastballs right by Kim. His second at bat to strike him out.
I got him looking a couple of times and then got him to swing through a fastball late. Nola at first, 2 outs in the 5th. Big cut from Kim. It's 0-2. Two-strike offering. Bounce back to Anderson. And an outstanding 5 innings of work in just his second career playoff start. Dodgers lead 2-0. Some frustrations for the San Diego offense as we have played 5 in Game 4. Tyler Anderson, 5 sparkling innings, the best start by a Dodger in this series so far. He was their innings leader this season with nearly 180. He's gone 5 scoreless tonight.
He's been in complete control. We're trying to figure out if he's done or not. We're looking for a hug or a handshake or something.
Max Muncy leads it off against Musgrove. Hits it into the shift. Out to Cronenworth from right field. He retires Muncy. 1 away in the 6th. Tom, what did you see? What did you hear? What do you think?
I saw a lot of handshakes. Indication that Tyler Anderson is done for the night. Dave Roberts met him at the top of the dugout steps, gave him a handshake, and just came back again while Tyler was sitting down to give him another handshake, and it was a firm one. And meanwhile, Chris Martin continues to throw in the Dodger bullpen. This game is about right now matching up against Juan Soto and Manny Machado. And it looks like Martin would be the choice.
Soto, Machado, Drury, 2, 3, and 4 due up in the next inning for San Diego. Here's Justin Turner taking a strike.
Soto 0 for 4 off of Martin. Machado 4 for 11. Drury 1 for 5. Thinking pinch hitter, Josh Bell's 0 for 7. So there's not a lot of options here for Bob Melvin.
Skips in for a ball. 1-1 on Justin Turner. Bob Melvin sticking with Musgrove. After 5 innings, he was hoping for 18 outs. 21 would have been just about ideal. That's what he corralled against the Mets last Sunday. Sitting at 87 pitches. Thus far, 16 outs. 2-1 on Turner, who has one of the 5 Dodger hits tonight, a single back in the 2nd.
The strength of the Padres team the entire year has been their starting pitching. And kind of carrying. There were some questions on the bullpen. Even once they got Josh Hader, he came over. He struggled at first, but their starters have been the key to this team's run. And he trusted them, Bob Melvin. Explicitly. Maybe that's not implicit.
Implicitly, yes. You got it.
Sorry. Like I said, that's why I don't do notebook.
It's all up here as he taps Liz Temple. 86 quality starts by the Padres this season. That's the 2nd most in baseball behind the Astros. Darvish and Musgrove combined for 48 this year. And that's ball 4 to Turner. A runner on base with 1 down in the 6th. Game 4 tonight, potentially a Game 5 tomorrow. If we have it, we'll begin coverage at 9 Eastern here on FS1. The Guardians will precede our contest against the Yankees on TBS with a 2-1 series lead after the Oscar Gonzalez game-winning hit, his 3rd of the postseason. That's big poppy territory for Oscar Gonzalez now.
3rd in what, 5 games? Right? 5 games.
Yeah, that's incredible. Here's Trace Thompson. He'll take ball 1. No swing, says Lance Barksdale. Thompson 0 for 2, but made a sparkling defensive play to take extra bases away from Brandon Drury in the 4th. Hard hit back up the middle into center field. Trace Thompson bangs a single. Turner into scoring position. 2 aboard with only 1 out in the 6th for the Dodgers against Musgrove. I imagine that line is getting a little bit tighter for Joe Musgrove as he has just 1 out of the 6th.
Just a hanging breaking ball. These last 2 hitters, first signs we've seen from Musgrove of looking maybe a little tired. A solid single up the middle for Trace Thompson.
Big brother loves it. Play is 32 years of age. Trace is 31. Very close in age and very close in general. While we have a moment, this from Corona.
Little meeting there. Not only was that to try to get Joe Musgrove to get his last 2 outs, get through the 6th, but also to give Wilson a little bit more time to get ready. This will be his last hitter if Taylor reaches. Clearly, he gets Taylor out. I would think they would let him face Lux and have Wilson start with a clean inning next inning against the top of the order. You just can't fall too far behind for the Padres. You're already down 2. You cannot give up another run.
2 on, 1 out in the 6th for Chris Taylor. Swing and a miss in the off speed. Just looking fastball there. It's 0-1. Oh, 1. And there for a strike. 0-2. Taylor has already struck out twice on sliders. Once looking, once swinging. Oh, 2. Let's stop again by Nola behind the plate. 1-2.
He's earning his money. Austin Nola behind the plate, that's for sure. All the balls he's blocked in these 4 games. Throwing a guy out, throwing out Mookie Betts, stealing. Getting these pitchers through these innings.
So crucial in this set, Austin Nola. 2 on, 1 out, 6th inning. 2-0 Dodgers lead it. Down in the series. We're playing Game 4 in San Diego. Ball, strike 3, 2 away. That time it was the fastball.
Little cutter doesn't do much. That ball's probably off the plate away. Chris Taylor's very frustrated. Jonathan Payne, though, gives him the chop. Looks like it's a little bit off. You see the chop. Chris Taylor turns around and is like, that is so bad. Musgrove loves it. Got a chance to get out of this inning, give him 6 quality innings. If he gets out of this, only 2 runs. It's a quality start for Joe Musgrove.
Trying to retire Lux. He's done that twice tonight on a fly out and a ground out back to the mound. 2 on, 2 out in a 2-0 game. First stop by Nola, 1-0. Best season of Gavin Lux's young career, just 24 years old, from Wisconsin. Best season of Musgrove's career. Native San Diego. One and 1. Dodgers finally broke through with men in scoring position on that Freeman double. Drove in a pair in the 3rd.
That's the difference, Merrick. 1 hit. Because first of all, the Padres haven't really had anybody in scoring position. They've had, I think, one guy getting to second base.
Profar, that's it.
So they haven't really had any opportunities. The Dodgers, again, are getting opportunities. But finally, like you said, Freddie Freeman got that huge hit, drove in 2.
Lux trying to do the same. Musgrove trying to end the threat. A 1-1 pitch. There's a foul ball. Off of Lux, 1-2. Lux has to walk it out. You can see him kind of grimacing a little bit. Here they come in San Diego. Gut-wrenching from Joe's parents, I would imagine. Biggest pitch of the season. It's a 1-2 to Lux from Musgrove. And Nola smothers it again. 2-2. That was his 100th pitch of the night.
No matter what happens right here, this is his last batter. Gets him out, walk off, get a huge ovation, give up a hit, give up something else. Bob Melvin's going to come out and get him.
Two on, 2 out. 2-2 pitch. Two nothing to the bottom of the 6th we go.
Have made a pitching change. Dave Roberts. Why the change, taking Anderson out, and Chris Martin is the choice behind him?
I just like Marty here. He's in a good spot. He's one of our high leverage relievers. I like him in this part of the order. I thought TA gave us everything he had and more. And to go out there and give us 5 innings scoreless, I feel good with where we're at.
Thanks so much.
All right, TB.
Matchups, as AJ talked about with Martin. He's done very well against Soto, Machado, Drury, and if Josh Bell comes in to pinch hit. It is Soto to lead things off. This is a huge opportunity for San Diego. Soto takes a strike. They've got 2 superstars back-to-back to try to greet Martin, who got his first career postseason save in Game 1 of this series. Martin was huge against the Padres in a late season series back in September, especially against Machado. He kind of overpowered Machado on a couple of at-bats. Another strike to Soto. I imagine that is also playing into the thinking of Dave Roberts right now, what he saw late in the year from Martin.
Well, we're in the 6th inning, so these guys are going to come up again. But I feel like Dave Roberts, when he talks, he says, you know, it's a good spot for him. Well, they look at pockets. When you use guys against certain guys. That's how the teams today in the analytical age do it. And this is the pocket. Probably before the game, the Dodgers front office circled and said, hey, this is where we want to use this guy.
0-2 to Soto. Check swing. Down to third. Trip Gibson, no swing. 1-2.
Martin's been great. I mean, he's been great here the last month or so of the season. 14 straight scoreless appearances. He saved Game 1 for him, so he's been through the ringer.
The left-hander's just 4 for 36 against him in a Dodger uniform. The former Atlanta Brave and Chicago Cub earlier this year. 1-2 pitch. Soto rips it, caught by Freeman, 1 down. Another rocket from Soto, who's thinking, what do I got to do to get one down? And not hit it to the Gold Glover. Freeman makes the play for out number 1, and here comes Machado.
It's another missile off the bat of Juan Soto here. He's thinking, man, what do I got to do? Another ball hit right on the screws, right to Freddie Freeman. Soto just can't believe it.
Soto retired to start the bottom of the 6th. Here's the matchup. We saw this late in the year where Martin got the best of Machado. Overall 4 for 11 against him, though. First pitch swinging, flares it into right for a base hit. Manny Machado is aboard for the 2nd time tonight, and the tying run for San Diego comes to the plate against Martin in the 6th.
Before the game today, Padres took some extra hitting. I know it's the middle of October, but they were working on a certain thing. And Manny Machado took rounds off a machine. And every swing I saw him take was this exact swing that he just did. Inside outing a ball to right center to right. He must have hit 40 or 50 balls just like this. That ball's in. He was working on getting inside of the ball, shooting it to right. I think he was planning on Tyler Anderson trying to stay back on the changeup, catch the cutter in. But there with Martin, he throws him a sinker in, and he does it, shoots it inside out to right field to get the tying run to the plate.
Which is Drury. On the ground, towards short. Turner trying to turn it to Lux, to first, and Drury beats it out. They get the lead runner in Machado, and there are 2 away in the 6th. Fielder's choice goes 6-4. Now it'll be Jake Cronenworth. We'll see what the Padres do in the 7th as well. In terms of their pitching staff, this was the final out that Musgrove got, sitting at 101 pitches. 6 hits, just the 2 runs on the Freeman double in the 3rd.
He's done for me.
Yeah, 101, yeah.
6 innings. The last one was high stress. He got some big outs with runners in scoring position. He's done. They got a nice ovation walking off the mound.
Cronenworth swings and fouls it. Now, the starting pitchers are the pitchers of record tonight. Both bullpens have been very strong. We've made a lot about the Padre bullpen because they've won 2 games in a row, and their bullpen has been locked down. The Dodger bullpen has thrown at this point 15 innings in the series, and they've only allowed 3 runs, only 2 of them earned.
Well, another reason we were trying to figure out why Martin's in. Dave Roberts did say before the game he can give him multiple innings.
Sure.
So he can give him 5, 6 outs if he needs to be.
1-1 on Cronenworth.
I also think that's why. The problem with that, though, is if the Dodgers win, what's his availability for Game 5 tomorrow? What can he come back with?
When you get to this point, 6th inning, and again, we've got a long way to go, but everybody has to think forward as well. And those decisions you make in Game 4 affect Game 5, especially bullpen usage. Big cut from Cronenworth, who already has a home run in this series. 1-2 the count. They'll switch the shift now on Cronenworth. They leave Trey Turner alone on the left side. They move Justin Turner, I beg your pardon, Max Muncy over to the right field side. Two-strike offering to Cronenworth. Close pitch off the outside edge. Soto retired on a hard hit shot to start. Machado singled. Fielder's choice by Drury. 2 away. Pitch. Bouncer to the left side. Trey Turner has to move. Top play. That's out. Cronenworth with an infield single, and there are 2 aboard for the Padres.
Normally, that's the third baseman over there. The Dodgers keep Trey Turner kind of in the shortstop position, but because of the shift, there's nothing Trey Turner can do. He tries. I give him credit. He tries. Cronenworth beats this out easily. Martin throws a fastball away. That's really all Cronenworth could do, and it's kind of pitching against your defense, right? But for this time for the Padres, it worked out, and for only the 2nd time, they have a runner in scoring position.
First time since the 2nd inning. So suddenly the tying runs are on base for the Padres with 2 down in the 6th for Will Myers.
Adam, you mentioned his frustration losing to the Dodgers for almost 10 years here. This is his chance.
This is the moment he's been waiting for. 2 on, 2 out in the 6th. Fouled away. Myers fouls it at the plate again. Quickly, 0-2. Will Myers, one-time American League Rookie of the Year in 2013 with the Rays, an All-Star in 2016 with the Padres. 0-2 pitch. Outside.
Normally we say that's a purpose pitch, but that pitch had no purpose, Adam, because it was so far high and outside. Normally you think 0-2, he's going to throw a high fastball to set something else up, but when it's yanked that far outside and that high, it doesn't really set much up.
One-two pitch. In the dirt, good stop behind the plate by Smith. 2-2.
We talked about Austin Nola behind the plate. Will Smith has done a great job too, as did Austin Barnes last night.
Yep. 3 really good catching performances defensively in this series so far. Two. 3-2. Running the count full. The runners will be in motion on this payoff pitch to Myers from Martin.
Well, a couple things that does. 3-2. One, adds more pitches to Martin. But 2, it puts the runners in motion. So a ball in the gap, or maybe between 2 outfielders here, gives Cronenworth a head start and a chance to score.
Which will tie the game. Payoff pitch. He struck him out. He quick pitched him and got him to swing through. Martin gets out of the jam. Roberts' roll of the dice pays off for Los Angeles. It remains 2-0 as we hit the late innings in Game 4. Chris Martin gives up a couple of hits but leaves both runners stranded with a strikeout in the 6th. On to the 7th, and Steven Wilson is on to face the top of the Dodger order. Misses outside to Mookie Betts. 13 straight scoreless innings to begin this series. That's the most all-time in the first 3 games of a set. Had to back up Mike Clevenger in Game 1, Darvish in Game 2, Snell last night. 1-0. 2-0.
Steven Wilson, a lot of curve, a lot of sliders, fastball slider. He's going to attack Mookie Betts here with a bunch of sliders. He's been effective. You see 2 1/3 no earned runs. He already pitched in this series. They did a nice job for the Padres to keep him in Game 1. Being tasked with that challenge again here.
Betts in on the fist, fouls it back. 2-1. Wilson was the first man out of the pen in the 3rd inning of Game 1. Walked a couple, but got 4 outs. Bridged it to the 5th in that game. Third career postseason appearance for Wilson, who comes home with a 2-1 and gets a strike on Betts. Been a frustrating series for Mookie Betts. You can just sense it. And Dave Roberts, nor did Freddie Freeman like that call.
Jonathan Bain, especially against Mookie Betts, has called some pitches up.
Yeah, that was a good point.
That's why Mookie's frustrated.
He's had now 4 called strikes, 5 called strikes on him tonight, including 1 for a K in the first. 2-2 pitch.
No.
That one was outside. Here was that 2-1 that had the Dodger dugout upset.
This changes the at-bat. This ball is probably up and in.
Yeah.
See, Mookie takes it right away. Frustration. Dave Roberts, Freddie Freeman yelling at him like, no, that's not a strike. Not going to tell you what Freddie said because he wouldn't like me to tell people that.
There's a payoff pitch to Betts.
No.
Ooh, close. Wilson changed it up on him. And it ends up being ball 4. Betts aboard for the 2nd time tonight. Remember, he got on base in the 3rd inning with a 1-out walk. He and Trey Turner would both score on the Freeman double. So you got Betts with speed at first, and now Turner with speed at the plate.
You just can't have walks late in playoff games. If you've listened to John Smoltz through the other series, he talks about rallies in the postseason. And a leadoff walk seems minuscule. Now, normally they do come around and score, but in the playoffs it seems much, much bigger.
Yeah. Time call, and some of the umps are looking out towards right field and maybe down the right field line. They're looking up, or are they looking up at the mist?
Oh, there's a drone right above the second base. That's the problem.
Couldn't see that. Yeah.
You're an old man, Adam. You can't see it.
Yeah, I know. I'm losing it
See
already.
Mookie pointing at it. It's literally right over second base. They'll probably
there it
going
is.
to take the players off the field here.
Yeah, that's you can't be doing that.
Somebody get a BB gun or something.
I would love for someone to just get a bat and a ball and play some pepper and knock it down.
Jake Cronenworth's ready to throw his glove at him.
Whatever it takes. All right.
They're not gonna obviously they just threw a ball out to Cronenworth.
Yeah. We've had a goose, we've had a drone. What a series. There's Tommy Kahnle starting to stretch in the bullpen. Now the drone is going very high.
Whoever's doing this, can you stop, please? Because you're ruining a great game.
Yeah, we're really having a good time here, and you're not invited to the party. Now Tim Hill is starting to loosen up. Hill has given the Dodgers some fits over the course of the season. So now some warm-up tosses being thrown by Steven Wilson just to stay loose as we have to deal with all this. The winner of this series will battle the Philadelphia Phillies in the National League Championship Series, which will begin on Tuesday night. Earlier today, ecstasy at Citizens Bank Ballpark. First trip to the National League Championship Series since 2010 for Philly. We're back and ready to go. Turner against Wilson. Bunt shown and just got a piece. Fouled it. 0-1 the count.
Philadelphia, much like San Diego, is raucous.
Awesome atmosphere in Philly.
They're sitting there thinking, well, we got to fly to Southern California for game 1 no matter what. Is it going to be LA or is it going to be San Diego?
Yep. One of these teams will host. Dodgers are the 1 seed. Padres are the 5. Remember, Philadelphia is the 6 seed. They were the last wild card to get in. 0-1. High, and it's 1-1. The tournament format looks like this now. Philadelphia's into the NLCS. Houston is into the ALCS. Cleveland ahead in the series 2-1 on New York. San Diego ahead in this series 2-1. There's a 1-1 to Turner. And it's 2-1. It gets away from Nola. That's a rough bounce. And Betts will easily take second base. That's the disappointing carom when you feel like you've done it right fundamentally. That ball gets away for a wild pitch.
Well, this is tough because this ball is way outside. And Wilson so far has not been sharp, especially with his breaking ball. So as a catcher, you anticipate the ball being in the dirt. But when it's this far outside, there's nothing you can do. He tries to get out there and kind of backhand it. Maybe he could have slid out there a little bit more, but that ball's in the left-handed batter's box. That is a tough play for Austin Nola.
All man in scoring position in Betts. Big insurance run for the Dodgers. Turner pushes a bunt. It is a beauty. Scrambling to try to get back. That ball gets kicked into foul territory. Betts took a big turn around third, but he's going to head back to the bag and play it safe. Nearly allowed the third Dodger run to score. That kicked away from both Wilson and Nola on what was an absolutely gorgeous bunt put down by Trey Turner. It's first and third with nobody out for LA.
Well, two things here. One, I bet nobody on earth thought that Trey Turner was going to bunt right there. He did it the first pitch, but then the other thing is their bunt defense was horrible. Will Myers, you can't do that. You've got to read it. And he went too far, and these two run into each other. Nola kicks it, and they're lucky that Mookie Betts didn't score on this. But see how the shift, the second baseman Cronenworth is too far. He can't get there, so Will Myers has to know that, and he has to read that, and he has to understand that the pitcher has to make that play. Great bunt by Trey Turner, putting pressure on the Padres, and for the first time, the Padres defense folded a little bit.
And now it's Freeman with 2 on. And that one gets away from Nola. Betts will score. It's 3-0. Wait a minute. Is it going to be a hit by pitch? Yes, it will be a hit by pitch, according to home plate umpire John Tumpane. Hit by pitch. Dead ball. Betts back to third. On to second base goes Turner, and Freeman is aboard for a 4th time in 4 trips tonight. Hit by pitch to call, but now they're loaded for Will Smith with nobody out.
Dude, Freddie Freeman, you're hot. You got to act like this didn't hit you. Kind of, I know with replay you can't, but like, sometimes guys fake getting hit. Sometimes you got to just act like it didn't hit you.
Kind of grazed him, maybe?
Yeah, just grazed the top of his back foot. But I said Wilson's not sharp with that breaking ball, and he has yanked almost every one he's thrown.
Boy, John Tumpane was right on top of that call. It is a hit by pitch. It loads the bases. Ruben Niebla is coming out to check in on Wilson, who, like you said, AJ, just hasn't been very sharp. A walk, a hit batsman. A wild pitch in this inning, the bunt single by Turner, and Dodgers have him loaded here in the 7th, trying to bust this game wide open.
So Will Myers came up as a catcher and an outfielder. So he's at first. He's having a little bit of a rough day over there. It's just a bad read by him. And then I thought Mookie was going to try and score. He probably would have made it, one, because nobody was at home, but he had full momentum going. Just a perfectly placed bunt with Turner's speed. See that? Just nothing you could do. Someone's got to pick the ball up. Mookie keeps rolling from the get-go. He scores easily on that ball.
Yeah.
Now they have bases loaded, no outs, and Will Smith. The Padres bullpen can wiggle out of this one. They really are magicians.
They have done it multiple times in this series, but this, their toughest task. Bases loaded, nobody out. And here comes big Will Smith. 2-0 Dodgers in the 7th. Hard hit to left field. Profar is back. That'll be deep enough. Betts will take off from third to make it 3-0 Los Angeles. A sac fly from Smith. No messing around for the Dodger catcher. His 2nd RBI of the postseason to make it 3-0. That'll do it for Steven Wilson. It's the first run scored against the Padre bullpen in this series. Muncie's coming up in the 7th with 2 on and 1 out. The new father makes it 3-0 Dodgers. Well, tomorrow Tom Brady will lead the Buccaneers into the Steel City to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers, or the Jets will visit Lambeau. Intriguing matchup for the Jets and the Packers. Other regional action as well. And check local listings for the game in your area only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Of course, folks out here will get a chance to see the Rams and Panthers at 4 Eastern. Tim Hill was really good against the Dodgers in 2021. He was good, but not as good in 2022. But Dave Roberts said this guy has been a thorn in our side. He makes his 2nd appearance of the postseason, stepping in for Wilson. Oh, runners are taking off on Hill, and both will get a steal out of it. This has been a problem for the Padres this year. And suddenly Turner and Freeman on a double steal move into scoring position.
Well, he just didn't pay attention. Trey Turner's fast, in case you didn't know that. He goes before. Tim Hill never even looks at him. Great job by Muncy just to take, because a lot of times you'll see hitters swing, foul it off. With that jump, just let him go.
And now the infield has to play in. We were talking about how the Dodgers probably could have tagged up on that deep fly ball from first and second. Well, they make up for it there by taking advantage of a sleeping Hill.
Well, Turner could have tagged up, I believe, on second on the ball that Smith hit because it was a warning track.
0-2. Outside to Muncy.
Because if Turner's fast enough, and if he goes back and he scores, now watch this. He goes, Tim Hill checks him out, and he's gone. So they had something. They had something before this game that said Tim Hill only looks at you once, then go.
Foul by Muncy.
That's good scouting by Dave Roberts, Dino Evil, Clayton McCall, the first base coach. Whoever it is, they had something on Tim Hill that says the runner on second, he one looks you. Because Trey Turner knew right away to go. And then Freddie Freeman backdoors him into second, so second and third.
A 1-2 pitch. Big cut. 2 down here in the 7th. A clutch strikeout from Hill onto the pen against the lefty.
We've mentioned this before. Dave Roberts said, hey, it ain't about always getting hits with runners in scoring position. Will Smith with the sac fly. Max Muncy makes no contact, and now it's second and third with 2 outs instead of 1 out.
Now Justin Turner, who's been on base twice in 3 trips. Close pitch, but outside. 1-0 the count. For the first time since the 5th inning of Game 1, somebody has a 3-run lead in this series. 28 innings. This series was played within 2 runs until now. A 1-0. Fouled away. That's how tightly contested it has been over the last several games. Just a great playoff series.
The 3 runs didn't normally you'd be like, 3 runs, a couple bloops and a blast, but because of the pitching in this series, that seems like it's like 15 runs.
Both bullpens, again, the Padres just gave up a run. We mentioned it earlier. Both bullpens have been excellent in this series. A 1-1. Down and away. On the ground towards short. Kim, he's got it. A throw to first to get Turner. That limits the damage to a run. But Will Smith makes the spread 3 for the first time in a few games in this series. A weird inning with a lot of strange bounces. It's stretch time in San Diego in Game 4. Dodgers lead it, trying to force a Game 5. Fabulous baseball game yet again in this series. A hotly contested NLDS, but the Dodgers have a 3-0 lead. Half-hour delay to start the game. Rare to see in San Diego, but we've seen plenty of twists and turns. Freddie Freeman on base all 4 times in this game. Tyler Anderson is in line for the win, and Joe Musgrove in line for the loss. The starters are the pitchers of record. Padres at the bottom of their order. Profar, Grisham, and Nola due up in this bottom of the 7th inning against new right-hander Tommy Kahnle, who was pitching for a 2nd consecutive night. He went up against the bottom of the order last night in Game 3. Got Kim, Grisham, and Nola in order.
Tommy Kahnle comes in, he throws 77% changeups, and his first 2 appearances in this series have not changed those numbers. He's thrown a lot of changeups. You'll see changeup after changeup, very few fastballs from Kahnle.
Profar will bat from the left side against the righty Canely. Just outside, Canely with his postseason debut for the Dodgers in Game 2. 2.11 career ERA in the postseason. This is low, and it's 2-0. He was dealing with an injury late in the year. He's out 3 months with right forearm inflammation. Finally came back in mid-September. Former Rocky, White Sox, Yankee, and now a Dodger. Rally caps are on for the Padres. They'll be searching for the rally goose once again. Two-0 pitch. In there for a strike. On the changeup.
Count how many fastballs he throws. He's 3 for 3 with a changeup. Let's see if he throws more than 2 or 3 this whole inning.
Skips one in. 3-1 on Profar.
So if you're Jerks and Profar right here, I know it's 3-1. Give him the take. You're down 3. Canely's been kind of all over the place. 3 of the 4 changeups he's thrown have been in the dirt, not even close. What you don't want is you don't want Profar chasing the changeup, because more likely he's going to get one.
3-1. Missed inside. And the leadoff man is aboard for the first time tonight for San Diego. It comes in the bottom of the 7th. Canely old school with the high socks. Not the stirrups, but still has the high socks going. Now Grisham will come to the plate. He's been a hero for the Padres so far this postseason.
I feel like this is the chance for the Padres. Canely, like you mentioned, has missed a bunch of time. 3rd time in 4 days he's pitched. Bottom of the order has seen him. Just walk the leadoff guy. You got to figure out a way to get to the top of the order with the tying run at the plate.
First to Grisham. Swings away, right center field. Thompson on the move. Can he get there? No, it's trapped in his glove. On the third base goes Profar. Grisham will be held to a single, but it's 1st and 3rd. Nobody out, and the tying run to the plate for the Padres in the 7th. And boy, if Trace Thompson does not snare that ball, that is a run coming home to score. He still got it in the glove, even though he didn't get the out.
Well, another changeup by Canely. Grisham's ready for it. And we saw Trace Thompson make an incredible play earlier. He just can't get there. I don't know how he knocks this ball down. If he doesn't, Profar scores easily. Grisham's probably on 3rd, if not an inside the park home run. We saw one.
Yeah, Real Muto,
the first catcher ever to do it. Great base running by Profar, great hitting by Grisham, and like I said, I feel like this is the Padres' chance right here. It's got to happen this inning.
to Nola. A strike on a fastball.
There's one. There's a right-handed hitter, Nola. Canely doesn't really have a breaking ball, so he only throws 2 pitches, so he's got a pick.
There's the changeup, and it clips the corner quickly. 0-2 on Austin Nola. The bottom of the order has been so productive for the Padres in this series. They're trying to turn it back over to the top with runners on. Yency Almonte is loosening up. Padres have a runner at third for the first time tonight in Game 4.
mentioned the outs. The Dodgers were talking about productive outs. Like, Nola cannot strike out here. This ball has to be put in place somewhere.
0-2. Fouled away.
See by that swing right there. He's late. There's a fastball because he's looking for the changeup.
You talked about it, right? You can almost guarantee at some point in the at-bat you're going to get one.
We got a fastball first pitch. Nola wasn't ready for it. He got a changeup he took, and then this one he's beat on. Because you're looking, if you look at the numbers, he's 77% changeups on the year. You're going to get one. He already got it. He threw it in a great spot. More than likely, you're going to get another one.
0-2. Bouncing ball right side off the glove of Freeman, and a run will score. The first for the Padres since the 4th inning yesterday. It's 3-1. And here comes Dave Roberts. What did you say? Put the ball in play. A run scores on contact. This goes down as an infield single and an RBI for Nola to score Profar. The tying run is on base for the Padres, only in the 7th. Not a power hitter by any means, just put the ball in play and see if good things happen for the Padres. They just did to get on the board.
Perfect placement. It's not always about exit velocity. Perfect placement. Freddie Freeman does everything he can, tips off his glove. And then because of where the defense was, no play at first base, like you said, though. Contact is huge right there. Now is Kim bunt. First and second, no outs. The Dodgers are expecting him to bunt. Why would you bunt? You got Soto and Machado coming up. Take 2 shots with your best 2 players.
There's Freeman in at the corner at first. Muncy the same at third. Yency Almonte has been dynamite so far. There's the bunt shown, pulled back for ball 1. And Almonte going, where was that pitch? Already into it with John Tumpane. 1 pitch in. He has struck out all 5 batters he has faced in this series, including Kim, Soto, and Machado in order in the 7th in game 2. Grisham at second, Nola at first. A 3-1 game in the 7th with nobody out. Kim, no sign of the bunt that time. And it's down and away for a ball.
So we spoke with Dave Roberts before the game. I asked him specifically about Almonte. I said, is he good to go? If he pitches today, can he pitch tomorrow? He kind of gave us the, I don't really like to use him for maybe 1 hitter. Well, he's in for at least 3 hitters in this inning. Does that make him unavailable if the Dodgers hang on?
2-0. Bad cut, 2-1.
This guy's been a weapon. Like you said, he's faced 5 hitters. He struck them all out in this series. 97 with just a great slider.
Freeman creeping all the way near the mound. Kim bounces it towards third. It's a fair ball! Grisham will score! On his way to third is Nola. Into second base, Kim. It's a 1-run game in the 7th. And here comes Soto. 4 straight base runners against the Dodger bullpen here in the 7th. The tying run's at third. The go-ahead run is Kim at second, and it's Juan Soto at the plate. They've been waiting for a moment like this for Soto since he came over.
Interesting strategy here. The Dodgers have to play the infield back. They can't bring the infield in, even though the tying run is on third base. Why? Because if they bring the infield in, it's too many holes open for the winning run to score, the possible winning run.
0-1.
Contact. The Dodgers thought they were going to bunt. They thought Kim was going to bunt. They had the first baseman in. Muncy was playing in. Kim chops it over their head for a double.
Back to the double from Kim.
Again, the Dodgers thought he was going to bunt. I thought he was going to bunt. Kim chops this ball. It's not hit hard. It's hitting a perfect spot. But why does he get through him? Muncy's in. See how close he is? He gets by him. He just misses it. Then you get the merry-go-round going. Great base running by Kim to get into second. Nola first to third. Now what do you do with Soto here? 2-0. You got Machado on deck.
Soto into right field. This will tie the game. Batters in this inning, all have reached, 3 have scored, and from down 3-0, Juan Soto has tied this game. Kim is at third, and now Machado will come to the plate.
This is the reason they got Juan Soto for these huge at-bats, especially in the postseason. It's the one he's been waiting for. These Padres faithful have been waiting for. Gets a 2-0 pitch. He rips it into right field. Nothing Mookie Betts can do. Gets it in as quick as possible. This place is an insane asylum, Adam.
Well, if Machado gets a big hit here, I don't know how you're going to contain this place. Check swing foul from Machado as Almonte zipped it in 97. RBI double from Kim. RBI single from Soto.
I think these guys don't care. This doesn't matter to them. Look at them.
Oh, 1. Down and away, 1-1.
This all started with the leadoff walk of the 7-hitter Profar. We mentioned it earlier in the game. The 7, 8, 9 have done all the damage. Guess who scored the 3 runs?
7, 8,
9 hitters.
1-1 on Manny Machado. Way out in front. Good pitch by Almonte, tailing away 1-2. Profar walk, Grisham singled. RBI infield single by Nola off the glove of Freeman. That was all against Canely. Then Almonte came in. Kim doubled after showing bunt initially, ends up hitting an RBI double down the left field line, and then Soto dumps it into right to tie the game at 3 apiece. Now 1-2 on Machado.
Interesting right there. You saw a little pause in the action. Well, the infield was back for the Dodgers. They were playing for 2, and then Dave Roberts called them in. So now it's infield in for Manny Machado. Once he got 2 strikes, they wanted to change the defense, bring him in.
And they crept up as soon as it hit 2 strikes. Defenders are pretty much even with the bags at this point, and then Freeman is holding Soto. One and 2 on Machado. 2-2.
So Manny's sitting dead slider right here. That tape right there, that was a slider. He didn't even flinch. If you're Almonte, you better throw a slider. A really good one. You can maybe rush him with the fastball up. Manny's definitely looking for a slider right here.
2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Good pitch by Almonte. Came up with the breaking ball when he needed it. And he gets Machado on strikes.
Well, this is the good slider he needed. You could tell by his takes he was looking for it. Manny just out in front. Can't wait long enough. One out for the Dodgers.
Now Almonte will deal with Drury with first and third, one out. Kim and Soto have teamed up to help tie this game for San Diego. Drury 1 for 14 in the postseason. A base hit here to give him the lead. Popped up off the fist. Smith is over, so is Freeman. He's got room. Tagging from first base momentarily was Soto because nobody was holding him, but there's a man at second base. Well, he's not going to do anything silly. A big second out right there from Almonte to get. He got Drury jammed, and Freeman made a really nice play running out of room to make the out.
Freddie Freeman runs a long way to get this ball. He reaches slightly, kind of. Hopefully that net is a little bit more extended. He can't get this ball, but nice play by Freddie. I like what Juan Soto's thinking here. Just can't make the third out. That's why he stopped smartly. But there was also nobody at third base because Max Muncy, the third baseman, ran to cover home.
Right.
So Juan Soto goes. Freddie throws that ball. Kim might be able to score. So smart play by Freddie.
Here's Cronenworth, who's been clutch in the postseason. He shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a ball. Be checking for a potential safety squeeze with the go-ahead run at third and Kim. There are 2 outs, so you're not trying to sacrifice or anything like that. You're just trying to bunt into a perfect spot, or maybe just figure out what the defense is thinking. Either way, Cronenworth gets a ball.
Well, Muncy was back. Okay, Muncy was deep. So with 2 outs, that's an easy way to steal a run. He gets that down. It's an easy way to steal a run, and now Dave Roberts is going to change pitchers.
In the middle of an at-bat potentially.
Or at least talk to the defense about, he's got Vesia up. I don't think he's ready.
No, I don't think so either. We just saw him get up. And this might just be a strategic meeting.
I think this is a first and third. Actually, no, he looks like he's stalling right here. So, yeah, he is going to make the move.
Yeah. He is going to make the move. Almonte's done. Faces 4 batters, gives up the Kim and Soto hits that tied this game. He gets Machado and Drury in order. 2 outs in the 7th. A wild 7th inning. It was 3-0 to start the frame. The Dodgers had added on in the top of the frame. The bottom of the order scoring all 3 runs charged to Tommy Kahnle. Kim and Soto with the big hits to make this a tie game. This place electric and up for grabs. Almonte gets the strikeout of Machado, gets Drury to pop out, gets behind Cronenworth 1-0, and in the middle of the at-bat, Dave Roberts turns to Alex Vesia yet again. A lefty on in this series. He's pitched 2 1/3 in this set already, and he's on behind in the count against Jake Cronenworth in a lefty-lefty matchup.
We don't see a pitching change in the middle of an at-bat, but Vesia got up really quickly, got ready really quickly. Cronenworth 1 for 7 in lifetime against Vesia, 4 punch-outs. I think, well, there's nobody else up in the Dodgers. Dave Roberts is counting on him getting Cronenworth out here, not having to worry about the 3-batter minimum as he had to with Almonte.
The 1-0 on the outside corner for a strike. Go ahead run at third, a 1-1 pitch. Fouled away, and a chance for Vesia to get out of this inning without giving up a lead. Try to keep this 3-3.
Somehow the Dodgers, you mentioned the Padres bases loaded, wiggling out. They only gave up one, but if the Dodgers get out of this, 3-4-5 up for the Padres, no outs. That'd be a tremendous job and a tremendous lift for the Dodgers.
Kim at third, Soto at first. There's a 1-2 pitch. Soto goes. And he's still ambling and waiting, and finally will get a stolen base out of it.
Well, that is defensive indifference.
Yeah, I think that's indifference at that point if you're not even bothering with a throw, and he can literally walk into second base.
No, it's a stolen base, though.
They're going to give it to him, yeah. At this point, you can't be indifferent in the 7th inning to a guy just walking into second. 2 in scoring position. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cronenworth to center field. Padres take the lead. Kim is in. Here comes Soto. Off the mound. 5-3 Padres. Myers rips it foul. 0-1. A 5-run rally capped by Cronenworth to give the Padres the lead.
As happy as he was, as much celebrating as he was doing going to first. Great base running, goes first, and he ends up at second base. But the Soto shuffle, normally in the batter's box, it got him an extra run as he shuffled to second. The throw hits the mound. He scores easily. This place is going crazy.
Big cut from Myers, 0-2. It's a single for Cronenworth. He moves to second on the throw. Soto, that steal, one of the strangest stolen bases you'll ever see, puts him into scoring position, and Cronenworth lights this place up. Fouled away by Myers.
I think the crowd wants him to beat L.A.
Oh, that's what they're saying. That's what it's saying. And that's what they've been trying to do for a long time. That's the main storyline of this series, the decade of Dodger dominance over the Padres. But they stole a game in Los Angeles, flipped home field advantage. They won a thriller last night, and after being down 3-0 to start this inning, they have batted through the order and have scored 5. 0-2, 1-2. Look at Bob Melvin here. A big hug for Ha-Seong Kim, the man who took over for Fernando Tatis Jr. at short after the injury and PED suspension.
Bob Melvin never changes his face. So for him to, actually there was a smile we couldn't see also.
Now 1-2 on Myers. Vesia trying to end the inning here. Myers stays alive. Vesia getting a little frustrated here. Had to come in with a ball already on Cronenworth. Had 2 strikes on him, but a 2-strike single into center for Cronenworth to give the Padres the lead.
This is what is so hard about the Dodgers' strategy. 5 and die, 5 and die, 5 and die, 5 and die, right? So when you've got something, your starters only go 5 innings, you got to cover at least 12 outs every time out, right? Well, all it takes is one guy to have an off night. Who was that tonight? It was 2. Hanley, Almonte, and now Vesia. All of a sudden, instead of having a 3-0 lead, You're down 5-3. Listen, I'm not in Dave Roberts' shoes. I'm not in the Dodgers dugout. But Tyler Anderson could have given you another inning, I feel like. Maybe that saves one of these guys from having to come in a different time. But right now, it's not working. Not in this game.
The Padres had 4 hits in the first 6 innings. This is a 5-run, 5-hit, 7th inning rally for San Diego. From down 0-2 to a full count. Payoff pitch. Inside to Myers, and the inning continues. Cronenworth at second, Myers at first, and this whole inning started with the dreaded leadoff walk, and it was this man who started the frame against Tommy Kahnle. Ball 1 as the Padres have batted around in this 7th inning. Look at the bottom of the order in this series. Continuing to produce. They did it in New York, and they're doing it now in this NLDS.
We've talked about it the entire series since the wild card round with the Padres. Their 7, 8, 9 guys, Profar, Grisham, Nola mainly, have done a ton of damage.
1-0. Foul back, 1-1.
Conversely, the Dodgers, 7, 8, 9, who's due up, they're 1 for 9 in this game with 5 strikeouts.
Thompson, Taylor, and Lux. Post pitch inside, 2-1 on Profar. Two and two.
What a scene, Adam. I mean,
incredible.
What a scene. I wish our camera crews are doing an amazing job showing you. If you could just see the full scope of everybody's up, everybody's going crazy.
They've waited a decade and a half. Even longer for the LCS. 2-2. In the dirt, 3-2.
Bessie is just getting nothing on a slider. No swings, no even thinking of swinging at one of these sliders.
3-2 to Profar. Runners go. Swing and a miss. 10 batters. 5 hits. 5 runs to take the lead. They've waited 24 years to go to the League Championship Series once again. If they do that tonight in San Diego, this is the inning that they will remember. Cronenworth puts the Padres on top. Off to the 8th we go in Game 4 in an electric Petco Park tonight. Robert Suarez is on in the 8th with a 2-run lead, and the bottom of the Dodger order up. Trace Thompson fouls one, 0-1, and the rain is really beginning to come down now here in San Diego as Suarez steps in. No earned runs allowed since August. He is not allowed a run at this ballpark this year, but I don't know if he's seen weather like this at this ballpark this year. 0-2 on Thompson. I asked Tony Gwynn Jr. before the game while the tarp was on the field. I was like, have you guys seen the tarp at all? Like, do you know what a tarp is? And he goes, it's only been on the field twice, both in this last month. One of them before the game today when we had a 30-minute delay. 0-2 pitch. Thompson skies one. Now you got to battle the elements here. Cronenworth out for out number 1. Rick Tamblyn has let us know that there's a pocket of rain, and that's falling right now.
Well, just to add, we talked about Suarez, and you haven't said he hasn't given up a run, an earned run. Well, he also didn't give up a run all year at Petco Park this year. 25 scoreless innings, 11 hits, 35 strikeouts. That's domination.
Here's Cody Bellinger. Was not brought into the game to pinch hit in Game 3. He's going to get an opportunity here. He's out of the lineup each of the last 2 games until now. 1 for 6 in the series with 4 strikeouts. Waves at the first one, 0-1.
Well, as you start looking at this, as it's getting down to the last 5 outs, possibly in the Dodger season, you start looking at guys like Bellinger. Will he be back next year? What's the future of this great Dodgers team in the regular season? 111 wins.
0-2.
Bellinger, Turner has the possibility maybe to be a free agent. There's a lot of start looking and you say, man, there's some chances. This is a different Dodger team. Trey Turner, both Turners can be free agents. David Price said he's retiring.
Outside to Bellinger. One-two pitch. Fouled away. What a wild bottom of the 7th inning. A 5-run Padre rally against 3 Dodger relievers. Kim scored the go-ahead run, and Juan Soto scored the 5th run. You see Kim and Machado exchanging rosin bags to try to keep their hands dry as they deal with the elements now. 1-2. Bellinger golfs it into center. Grisham is there. 2 away. Tom Verducci, that 5th run was scored by Soto, who ended up kind of ambling into second base for that steal. Tell me about that.
Yeah, we need to explain that because the game feels really different with a 2-run lead. 2 strikes, 2 outs on the batter. Infielders are told, do not vacate your position. You're prioritizing the runner on third. The batter is in swing mode, so you don't want to open up the infield hole by having the infielder cover second base. It's a standard strategy, 2 strikes, 2 outs, first and third. The problem is you better get the next hitter when you do that. It cost the extra run when Vesia could not get Cronenworth.
Great insight from Tom.
Well, plus it gave us a great shot of Soto dancing to second base.
Here's Gavin Lux. 2 away in the 8th inning. Strike 1.
Tom also told the story of Robert Suarez. If you haven't heard it, Check him out and his story, going from semi-professional ball to Japan and hurting his arm, and now he's back, and he is a huge bullpen piece here for the Padres.
31-year-old rookie is ahead of Lux, 0-2. Oh-2 pitch. He struck him out. Sponsored by Carnival Cruise Line. What a night at Petco Park. Electric energy from the start of Game 3 last night. A game they won tonight after being down 3-0 going to the 7th. A 5-run rally. Whether it's the goose, whether it's the rain, whether it's the drone, if it's the Crone Zone, whatever it is, there was a little bit of magic in the building tonight. But right now, this rain is continuing to fall and wreaking a little bit of havoc on the field conditions here right now. Don't tell that to these people who are singing every song of every lyric of a Blink-182 song right now. All the small things is playing, and they're going nuts right now in San Diego. Evan Phillips is the new reliever for the Dodgers, who's got to contend with the elements. And the umpires have had a few discussions of length in between innings.
They have, and if you're up in our vantage point high above home plate, you can see there's some slickness on the bases and the dirt. And you're talking about the rain, though, Adam. Here's the thing. All the people that are here, it's only adding to their fun. Like, they don't even care it's raining. They're showing all the fans on the big screen. They're all wet. They're jumping up and down. They can't stop themselves.
Now it's Bismarck Key getting the crowd riled up. Game 4 guaranteed for the Yankees and Guardians. Cleveland has a 2-1 series lead. You'll see that tomorrow night on TBS with Bob Costas, Ron Darling, and Lauren Shahani. A great crew to have that call for you. If there is a Game 5 in Los Angeles tomorrow in this series, we will be with you at 9 Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Pacific on FS1. Now they've moved on to Usher and Lil Jon. Here's Evan Phillips, who's been a very reliable reliever. The most heavily used by Dave Roberts this season. And he's in to try to hold this game where it's at with 8-9 and 1 up. Trace Thompson slides from center to left field. Bellinger pinch hit for Chris Taylor. He slots into center field in the 8th spot. Grisham had a single and a run scored in the 10-batter, 5-run 7th inning. He shows bunt and pushes it foul.
Smart. Field soaking wet.
Yeah.
Muncy's in a semi-shift. If he makes that play, I don't think he throws him out if that ball stays fair. Now Muncy's playing way in on the ground. He's like, you are not bunting on me. What's going through his head right now?
Depending for a lot of folks' thoughts. Dodgers will have the top of their order due up in the top of the 9th inning. Slider from Phillips trying to get it through the front door. 1-1. So that's why this inning for Phillips is so important with the elements and everything, the noise. Josh Hader's loosening up to try to pitch for a 3rd time in 4 days. So this inning, these 3 outs, the most crucial obviously of the season for the Dodgers, but try to limit any damage to allow Betts, Turner, and Freeman to come up in just a 2-run game.
Think about A.J. Preller, the Padres executive that went out and got Juan Soto. He had a huge hit tonight, right? Went out and got Josh Hader, who's got a chance here to face the top of the Dodgers order to send them to the LCS.
Down goes Grisham swinging. Second time he's fanned tonight. Phillips gets the first out on the bottom of the 8th inning. That'll bring up Austin Nola. In August, after that trade had been made for Soto, after the trade had been made for Josh Hader, you see A.J. Preller, who made those moves. Peter Seidler, the owner of the Padres, went on Sunday Night Baseball with the ESPN crew and basically said straight up, the Dodgers are the dragon up north that we are trying to slay. Obviously big words. Dodger fans understandably kind of laughed it off, going, all right, little brother, whatever. And by the way, that series ended in a Dodger sweep in Los Angeles. All this time, the Padres have been battling to stay in the playoffs. At one point in September, after they had lost a few in a row, they were in Arizona, and Bob Melvin lit into his team, which is rare to see considering his stoic nature. He got after this crew. They stabilized. They ended up beating out Milwaukee for the final playoff spot. Nola fouls it. It's 1-1.
And just to add to that, talking about the Dragon, let's not forget, the manager of the Dodgers came out in, I think it was March, and said, we're winning the World Series in 2022.
Said this on the Dan Patrick Show to Dave Roberts. And you can understand why you would say that. This is a roster that's built to win. They won 111 games in the regular season, tied for the 4th most all time in baseball history.
And they beat the Padres by 22 games. They finished 22 games ahead of the Padres.
If the Padres were to finish all this off, they'd end the narrative and also would pull off one of the biggest upsets in Major League Baseball playoff history in terms of difference of games between two teams in a series. 1-2. Nola goes down swinging. Good pitch by Phillips. 2 away. In 1906, the Chicago White Sox were a 93-win team. The Chicago Cubs won 116 games, tied for the most in Major League history. A 23-game spread. The White Sox upset the Cubs for the World Series championship. The difference between these two teams was 22 games. If the Padres win, it'll be the second biggest upset in Major League history in a playoff series by those standards.
I only have one thing to say about that stat. Go White Sox.
There you go. I figured that was coming out at some point soon. White Sox World Series champion A.J. Pierzynski sitting next to me tonight. Here is Kim, who scored what could be the winning run. Had a huge RBI double in that 7th inning. Fouled away. 1-1 the count. A dominant season, truly. One of the great regular seasons in Major League history. A roster that has scored the most runs, that limited the most runs, allowed the fewest in Major League Baseball, but 3 outs away from elimination. Tom, can you add?
I think Crane scared Tom away.
Listen, he wears a very nice suit. I don't want him to be out there too long. 1-2 pitch. 2-2.
I think I see Tom down there with an umbrella and a towel over his head. So
the mic may be messed up. It's all soaking at this point. Two. Called. Strike 3. Phillips strikes out the side. Betts, Turner, Freeman. Top of the Dodger order. Last chance to extend the series. They'll try to do it against Josh Hader in the 9th. The Padres are 3 outs away. Saved game 2, saved game 3 last night. Josh Hader looking for his 3rd save in 4 days. He'll have to work through that excellent top of the Dodger order. Betts, Turner, and Freeman here in the 9th inning. Browns crew is still working on the field. The rain has subsided. It's still drizzling, but it's certainly not coming down as hard as it was in the last inning or so. Well, Hader will look for the save and look to clinch a spot in the LCS. Adam Amin, AJ Pierzynski, Tom Verducci is down to the field. Tom, give me a sense. We were discussing a little bit of this in the last inning perspective on this series.
Yeah, well, the Dodgers will get their stars to the plate here in the ninth, but it takes more than stars, and I think you saw that in the 7th inning. To me, Trent Grisham really turned this series. The Dodgers needed somebody to neutralize Grisham, who's turned out to be a force in the postseason. They really didn't have confidence in Vesia because of the work he's put in the postseason. The choice was Canely with the changeup against the lefty. Canely just has not pitched a lot this year, and that really set that entire inning in motion. Give credit to Trent Grisham, who has become a force.
What a series he's had.
Well said, Tom. You were right. We were talking about Canely and his changeup. Well, he walked Profar. Then Grisham gets the hit. Then Austin Nola gets kind of that infield ground ball that finds a hole. Next thing you know, they're behind the 8 ball. They got to start bringing guys in. They bring in Almonte. They have to go to Vesia. Finally, he gives up the go-ahead hit.
They suddenly found themselves down 5-3 with 3 outs to go. Machado, Kim, Cronenworth, and Myers. You can see the slickness on the infield as they play behind Hader. Here's Mookie Betts. In there for strike 1.
Well, if you're the Padres, this is the guy you went out and got, Josh Hader. If you're the Dodgers, your season on the line. You've got the top 3. You're the best top 3 in all of Major League Baseball. Two former MVPs, and Trey Turner's been an all-star. These are the guys you want up there for the Dodgers.
0-1. Betts swings and misses. Nothing in 2 of the count. Betts flew out. Turner struck out. Freeman doubled, and then Smith flew out to end game 2. That's the last time they saw Hader. Oh, 2 pitch. Check swing. He went around, 1 away. Here's Turner. On that bad right ring finger, he still has muscled out 2 hits and a run in 4 trips. The corners play a little in against Turner, who's bunted himself aboard already tonight. One and 1. Fouled away, 1-2 on Trey Turner.
That's what Josh Hader does to guys. He rushes them with that fastball, 95 plus. He got Betts on the slider because he's thinking about the fastball the whole time. It is a tough at bat for everyone with Josh Hader is right, because his fastball has carry that nobody else's really has.
Hader to Freeman. Strike one. Running it two. One strike away. Hader to Freeman. He's struck it out! For the first time in 24 years, the San Diego Padres are headed to the National League Championship Series. What a moment for Bob Melvin. What a moment for the Padres. What a moment for the city of San Diego. They were down in the series. They were down in Game 4. They'll remember the 7th inning forever. And they'll remember the final out. I don't know what kind of magic it was, if it had anything to do with a white-fronted goose here in San Diego, but whatever it was in the air, along with this rain, he has sent 45,139 people here in Petco Park into a glass case of emotion. Tom Verducci is down on the field with San Diego's own Joe Musgrove.
Joe Musgrove, it's official now. The dragon up the freeway has been slain. Tell me what this moment feels like.
Yeah, I'm not going to miss that drive, man. I mean, these guys dominated us all year long, but we got hot at the right time. And, I mean, you see the unity in this group. this fan base, man. I mean, we wanted to give it to these people so bad. We wanted it for Bob. We wanted it for ourselves, man. It's a good feeling.
Of course, you grew up in this town. This is your hometown. You were a Padres fan growing up. 1998 was the last time the Padres went to the NLCS. You were 6 years old. Can you put into words, and you hear this crowd right now, what this means for the city of San Diego?
No, it's about to be a party out here tonight. I mean, yeah, man, since I was a little kid, we've been getting beat up by the Dodgers, but, you know, when it comes down to it and the games matter, this team stepped up, man, from top to bottom. The bottom of our lineup, I don't think we've gotten that kind of production from them all year long. And it just goes to show the type of guys in there, the dogs that we got, man. I mean, when the moment's big, these guys turn it on, and, you know, we battle through at-bats, go down early 3-0 to this team with a really good bullpen who shoved it up our butts all series. You know, so, yeah, just sticking to the plans, you know, trust in and get behind this crowd.
You hear this place. What can we expect in the National League Championship Series with a spot in the World Series on the line?
Yeah, it's only going to get better, man. I mean, these guys are so thirsty for, you know, for a championship in this town and for playoff baseball. You know, I'm seeing guys in tears already out there, so it's a really good feeling, man. It's only going to get better.
Congratulations. Enjoy it, Joe.
Thank you. I will.
Back to you.
An incredible scene. The largest crowd in Petco Park history watches one of the great comebacks and upsets in Major League Baseball history in the playoffs as the Padres finally slay the Dodger Dragon. For A.J. Pierzynski, Tom Verducci, the wonderful women and men of our crew, Adam Amin, a privilege to be here as always. Matt Vasgersian and company in studio. Matty, it's all yours.